9 cycles have passed. When the gods deem mortals too powerful, they decree a race between their avatar and the mortals to determine their worth. In the race, the mortals are granted a chance to engage the very gods themselves. The mortals are granted a chance of survival. The mortals are granted a chance to become gods. Lose and see all mortal life removed from the kryn, and the next cycle begins. This race is the final command of the gods to their mortal counterparts. This is their dying order.
Hello everyone, welcome to the beginning of Tablestory's Dying Order, featuring Katie Peters Plays. Take it away, KPP.
Hi, I'm Katie Peters Plays, and I guess I'm taking it away.
You're in charge of this entire stream now.
Okay, we're going to shop maybe today. Brad immediately regrets passing it over to me, but hi.
What are we playing? No, not at all. That was better than my intros. I can't do it. The worst. All right. Well, I guess
He's
this
not
is
being
now.
sarcastic. It was really good.
I guess this is now a Disbiaric stream. Take it away.
I'm gonna buy a new ass today.
Hey!
Hey!
Yay!
But I don't got the money, so that's gonna be a problem.
That is
No, it's
true.
not. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your sweet little cheek about it.
Oh, well then.
How much was it? 500 gold?
Yeah,
You needed to come up
500.
with? How much do you have?
Definitely not 500. That's for sure. I probably have 16 gold.
16 gold.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
People probably save up their entire lives for 500 gold, you know, in BAME.
Probably.
500
Unless
gold
you're
is,
Megan.
is the entire thing. Unless you're Megan. Megan doesn't
Yeah.
count. Because that was in a J campaign where he handed him a bag of holding filled with gems. Just an absurd amount of money.
So many gems.
I'm terrible at giving out money. And it's just because I'm such an unorthodox GM in the way that I play the game. So you don't always... There's not usually like a bag of loot at the end of a dungeon, just randomly sitting there like a video game. Because I'm like, why would there be? So there's not.
Doesn't make any sense.
Like, it's
Nobody
silly.
brings with them like a bag of loot to them.
But it means you never upgrade shit. Which forces all of my players into murder hobo thieving little shits. Take it away. Take it away,
Perfect.
Pocket. You're in charge of the stream.
Nice.
I have nothing to say. I am completely innocent and good and have no evil plans today whatsoever. So
She lied.
You openly said during like character creation, you were like, I'm just gonna be a murder hobo. I was like, okay, right, I'll write
no,
that
I
down.
didn't. They didn't hear that, so I
that's fine.
cannot confirm or deny that I ever said that ever in my life.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, you've already got a curse.
It is hungry, you know.
It's probably very hungry. It's been it's not eaten for a while.
Yeah, because people keep stealing all my kills.
Goddamn kill stealing shits. Well, you kind of didn't have an option to kill a lot of stuff recently, unless you really somehow did some insane damage to Titan and actually managed to kill him, which I guess technically is possible, but probably not by you guys at your current level.
Well, we did some good damage between Sauna and
we
me.
did way more damage in a much shorter time than I expected.
Yeah.
Thanks to mathematics.
Yeah.
And fire.
Which
and
were
fire.
accurate.
Accurate mathematics and fire. The two most dangerous things in our universe. All right, well, PB, you're in charge then.
Of what?
The entire stream.
Oh, okay. Well, we all have migraines, so thanks for coming out. I'm kidding.
Bye.
Am I introducing? Are we introducing our characters, or are we just saying hello? I forget.
I'm
sorry.
just
I
being the
wasn't paying
worst.
attention.
I'm just telling you you're in charge.
Oh,
You
okay.
can do whatever you want in this time. It's your time.
Oh, okay. I do have the stick, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm PB. I'm playing Suuna, and I really want to know what happens with Bo's surgery. So I'm very excited for today's episode, actually.
I've spent the entire week studying plastic surgery.
Did you watch Nip Tuck?
No.
I've also never
I'm
seen it.
now an officially
single
registered surgeon online. It took me 1 week.
Okay, your joke was better.
You underestimate my power. Yeah, no, I've been studying plastic surgery. I'm really good at it. You can't tell the difference? No? All right. Well,
I'm scared.
see how it is.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. That's how good the surgery's gonna go. Good luck, Bo. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'll give you a refresher of what happened last week. Not the candy refresher, which you probably don't have in America, and all of you are probably Americans.
Is that like Gushers?
Nope.
What are the refreshers?
I'm
Are
gonna
they
let you.
mints?
I'm gonna let you Google it.
Okay.
And when you
said
Google
I
it,
could do whatever I want.
yeah, but
let's
I've
talk
taken
about
the
refreshers.
stick back.
Mm,
Right? I haven't got a good stick. I've got a cup with a straw in it.
They're like Starbursts?
Nope.
They look hard.
No.
They remind me of Pez candy.
Nope.
No.
No, what?
All right. I'm gonna send you
Okay,
all some refreshers at some point, and you can decide for yourselves what they take. I don't know what to compare them to in American. Sorry, but maybe one day you'll be able to tell me what they should be compared to. They're probably more like taffy. You guys know what taffy is, right?
Yeah.
It's probably more like that. And in the middle is like sherbet stuff. Oh God.
Well, I just happened to Google the refreshers, and I have a refreshers review,
Go on then.
but it's some guy with like a ski mask on. I don't know. Anyway, it's fine. We should probably move on.
But it's important that we know the review now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll let you know. It's only 3 minutes long. I'll put it on during break.
Oh, it's a
I'll figure it
video.
out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like a Goodreads review.
No, it's no, I don't know what it is. It's fine.
Okay.
Let's move
We
on.
definitely will not be putting it on in the break.
No, I mean I will watch it, and then I'll let
Oh,
you know
I
the
see.
results.
Alright,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
okay.
put it on.
Yeah, no, we can't. All right, let's just go back to D&D where it's safe. With hellish god races and demons and curses, instead of YouTube videos. So last week, y'all were at Aura's house in Bame Village, which is in Alexandria, a country that used to predominantly be ruled by humans, and it's said to be the place where humans came from. There's like a dwarven homeland, an elven homeland, etc. And this is supposedly the human one. However, now it's become quite the melting pot of all races across the Kryn. There are a couple of big major cities in Alexandria. Two of our players are from those cities, from one of the cities, in fact, Bologna, the capital city, one of the biggest cities in the world. It's like it's like a big melting pot. There's a lot going on. And north of that, however, is a much smaller city. It's not even a town. It's a village. It's somewhere between a village and a town in size. It's growing, but it's not a ginormous town at all. It's Aura's hometown of Bame, which mostly makes all of its money and prominence through woodcutting and timber, things like that. They are on the edge of a big woodland known as the Bame Wood, and it is home to very strong oak wood, and they cut that down, they sell that goes all out and builds all sorts of places all across Alexandria. Because of that, Bame earned itself a train station. Not many train stations go to these smaller little farming and woodcutting villages. However, this one did get one, and in doing so, it ended up growing the town a little bit. Probably over the time that Aura has lived there, it's already, it's a type of thing that you would have noticed, but The train station's been there for 1 or 2 generations, and the village has been growing up a decent amount. That being said, it's definitely not a big, vibrant, crazy, huge place. It's still got that small town mentality. Somewhat ruled over, tyrannically by Mayor Holston Pyreheart and the Pyrehearts, who have pretty much run this town forever as far as everyone's concerned. They set up the wood cutting business, and in doing so they earned themselves pretty much control of the town. The town grew around this business, and therefore they're in charge of a lot of the income. They're in charge of a lot of the merchants in town, and they're also self-appointed mayors, and it's treated just through straight up nepotism. It always somehow goes to another Pyreheart. There are many Pyrehearts in town, but the main family are the ones that tend to be in charge of stuff. Everyone else in town is generally sort of a farmer or something. There are some farms that deal with like wheat and rye and things like that on the south side over the train tracks. Most of the people work as woodcutters and things like that. You guys ended up at Aura's house, which is just on the outskirts of town. You spent an evening there. You were able to rest after the pretty arduous journey you've been on so far. And came up with a plan to go and see Su'una's mother. Not too sure where to go at first. A combination of a tarot card that was found in Aura's room and some sort of...
In her... what?
In her bedroom. I'm sorry, I don't know why I hit that. I was going to make that a lot creepier.
I don't know why that was so creepy. Yeah, it was in the cage for the bird. And it was seemingly left behind by your mother, who you spoke to on some sort of weird trans-dimensional, trans-time Skype call that you managed to have with her. You got her location. You decided to buy some things in town, restock yourselves in preparation to move out, and then head just a little, like half a day journey hop to the west, to the area marked on the back of the tarot card that Aura knows very well. She knows this area, she knows most of the people, stuff like that. You went into town, Aura, you went to the library, you met the woman that runs the library, and you found out that Alvin's been looking for you for days. Obviously, you just vanished, what was apparently 6 days ago, and he's been looking for you. He's the only person in town that saw you disappear. Su'una, you were there as well. So all you did. And
Nothing of importance.
Ellie and Bo went to see the doctor about Bo's butt cheek. The doctor doesn't seem to be a specialist in anything. He seems quite young to be the village doctor, but he's very young.
Specialist in the ladies.
But he does seem to know he seems to be quite intelligent. He definitely seems to be a functioning doctor, and he seems to have a plan to provide you with the surgery required to give you a fresh new plump butt cheek. However, it was going to come at the cost of 500. Also, during this diagnosis, what is that called when you go to a plastic surgeon? Can you tell that I definitely didn't do any research into plastic surgery yet? Should have watched one episode of Nip Tuck.
Yeah.
Consultation.
Yeah, that's right.
During the consultation, he pretty much didn't look at you once. His eyes were only for Ellie, the young half
going to be
Elvin,
the shape of Ellie's face.
Emo, murderous.
He took one look at my butt and saw something much prettier, and that was Ellie.
The true villain of the series.
Who? This guy or Bo?
You.
No.
And basically he said that he can do the thing. It will be tomorrow morning. But first, he wanted to wine and dine you at the Pyreheart manor, which is also known as Chateau de Tri Pyreheart. And that is a date that was set for later on that afternoon. And I can't remember the exact time because I didn't write it down because I'm a good GM. And then when you guys left, all 4 of you saw each other once again at the crossroads. here in this village. So that's pretty much where we're going to jump back in. Same place we left off. I wanted to see where you guys wanted to go, what your plan was, whether you had any specific places you wanted to go in or out of character and purchase things. To give you a reminder, I do have armor that you can purchase there, weapons that you can purchase there, and adventuring items that you can purchase there if you want to look through those. You can pick up pretty much everything in town from this list, although really it's only Aura that kind of knows where to go instantly to find all these things and stuff. But all of these things are generally available in town. All the basics, arrows and swords and backpacks, rations, dried meat, cured meat, nuts, things like that. And basic armor and things. There isn't really anything significantly special in this town, at least that Aura's aware of, or seems to be really prominent. Like, for all you know, there's like a hidden cult that sell like necromancy robes that are underground, but as far as you guys are aware, that's not here. And all these things are available. So if you wanted to pick up some things, you can. You can fast forward through all of it and just be like, Brad, I'm going to buy this, 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 and this. But if you do specifically want to go into one of these places, you can visit one of them and interact with the people there if you want more information or you want some reason to go and actually speak to them in character. So, you let me know what you're doing as we begin the session again with the four of you probably making eyes, meeting up at a crossroads, which probably looks a little like what's on this map here. If this road was to lead further up towards the west, where Aura's home is, you're kind of at the top of town. A little further in, somewhere in there, is the central market area where there are lots of stores. In the summer, there are probably stalls and things like that, but I don't think there would be at all in this weather. The snow has fallen quite heavily, and it's ushered most people inside. It's so bad, the snow, that I doubt even half of the people are able to work in the woods and cut down the timber and things. The town seems to be like a lot quieter than you're used to. Or even in the dead of winter, it doesn't often get so cold that it snows. And it's definitely got people freaked out. Like, there's no doubt you will have already noticed how weirded out people are by the snow. Like, just even presumably it's been snowing like this for a few days at least, and they're still just completely unable to walk, freaking out by it. Everyone kind of bow-legged wandering around town. So, you guys all meet up. What do you do?
Buy stuff.
Yes.
But don't you want to tell them you're going on a date tonight?
No, I want to just go buy. I need supplies for the date. We can talk about the date as we get the supplies.
What?
You need supplies
for a date?
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Everything's gonna. I just mean I want to bring on the romance. Yeah.
All right.
Who are you going with?
I'm interested.
Well,
His name was Lindis.
Pyreheart.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Lindis. I'll give it to you in the thing.
His name is, I don't know, Limbo or something. I don't know. Pyreheart?
Doctor?
Oh, yeah, you know him.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay, well, he's gonna fix Bo's butt. But I gotta go on a date with him tonight. And I'm taking Bo with me.
Is that how you're paying for it?
Here.
We'll see how that works out.
Well, I do have this lube, if you would like to bring it with you. It's made from the sap of herbs and things like that. It'd be
Yeah, sure,
quite
hand
nice.
it over. I mean,
All right.
We'll see
Hold
where
on.
it goes, but I'm hoping it doesn't. That's not where I'm intent. Okay, well, we'll see.
I fiddle in my bag and I get it out and I hand it over to her.
I grab it. Do you have?
Because
do you
there's a
have
little
the
bit goes
romance
a
novels
long
in there?
way, okay? Be very careful. What?
Do you have? I'm asking you, PB. Do you have the romance novels in your bag? Like, do I see them as you open it?
Probably not. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I can roll to see how dexterous I am, but I'm used to going through the bag, but
Okay, no, it's fine.
probably
Let me make a comment, but
a
no,
little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, I've used it before, so I mean, I should be fine.
Not this you haven't.
Not, oh, is this, oh, okay.
I make it
looks
myself.
organic.
It is organic.
Huh, I put it in my pack.
Do you want
Okay, well,
some Aura for your visit with Alvin?
No, I don't think it'll be necessary.
Are you sure? I mean, I could share. I don't need all of this.
No, you
Never
have
been sure.
at it. You keep all that lube for yourself.
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe Bo will need it too, so I'll just keep this one.
Yeah. I am just your chaperone. I ain't gonna do nothing but be in the other room while you and your date have a nice dinner and whatever happens next.
He's invited you, Bo.
I will murder him if he does anything. If you need me, just call me.
No, I got a plan for you, but we'll discuss that later. Let's get to the shop. Where is it at? Which way?
It's just down the block over there.
Awesome. You guys coming or just me?
Oh, yeah. We'll come with you. Sure, why not?
Okay.
I can't remember what we were doing.
I start walking.
I have to take care of some business after the store, though. But
Oh, right.
So,
I can't believe they're gonna sell my farm.
Right. They're going to try to sell her farm. Outrageous.
We'll see about that.
What?
Right.
That's all I say.
And when she says that, I kind of go, "Oh," in my mind.
Don't worry about your farm, Aura. We'll take care of it.
I think Aura probably leads you down towards that market square, and there's a decent amount of stores and buildings here that look like they're open for business. There's also a few that seem like they're closed due to the weather. But most notably, you can make out the largest building here is a tavern. Pretty obviously a tavern. It says the Witch's Stallion above the doorway.
No, it does not.
It does.
That's the name of my book.
Yeah, you can see that it's kind of set apart a little bit from the rest of the town. There's a low stone wall that runs around it. There is a garden hidden under a bunch of snow there. On one side of the tavern, there's a big wooden tower that gives the tavern like this faux castle look almost. But it's totally like it looks fake. It's like one of those things you see at McDonald's where they try and make it look like something weird and medieval. Other than that, it's mostly like heather thatched and wood with stone pieces. The entire thing looks like it's fallen down and been rebuilt several times, and it looks quite run down. Around this, there are just several other shops. There's an alchemist, there's a jeweler, there's the general store, which I assume is where you guys are headed for, which sells most of the stuff, including things like food, everyday food. You can see it's being frequented a decent amount by people. A lot of people are kind of walking out huffing, and they look kind of angry, and they're kind of stomping off through the snow. Next to it, there's a hunting store that I think probably you know relatively well, Aura. They sell things like arrows and fletching and wood stuff for building hunting equipment and traps and stuff like that. Yeah, I think probably that's about it that seems to be open for now. The tavern and the general store here seem to be kind of the only stores that anyone's going into. However, the others do appear to be there as well. A lot more people here as well. Oh, and there's a big statue here to Chauntier, which is just a large snow-covered, presumably woman underneath all the snow. Stone-looking statue. You can see two kind of like old stone legs sticking out from under a lot of snow. It's a pretty big statue in just off-center of the middle of town.
What's that a statue of there, Aura? Looks like a woman.
It's just some town history.
Oh.
It's... Do I know much about it?
Give me a religion check.
Okay.
12. Yeah, you know a decent amount, or at least enough. This is the goddess Chauntea, which is like that, pronounced like that. She's the grain goddess, the great mother, the goddess of life. The farmers and agriculture types around all of the Kryn will pray to her quite a lot. And a lot of the people who chop down trees, replant them, crop rotation, and they pray to her as well. You don't really have a church in this town. It's oddly unreligious, even though people probably do have their own religions or follow their own gods and things. There's not even a priest or a temple in the town. There's just this one statue. Sometimes you will see people that pray to it or leave gifts at the foot of the statue, and you can see a few today. Snow-covered, twisted wreaths and things like that. There's even some coins scattered around the bottom of the feet around her. This sort of womanly, small, but this statue looks old and worn. You can't make out any detail on it. A few coins scattered around the bottom that people seem to be leaving alone. And yeah, essentially she's just a farming goddess, pretty much.
It's Chauntea. A lot of the people in the village here pray to her because she can help your crops grow, and she's the goddess of grain.
Fantastic. It's very interesting. It's not every day you see a statue of a lady so beautiful.
And they offer up money and things to her, hopefully. It's awful off down there now. It's probably because of the snow. It's unusual.
Well, I imagine they're begging her for their regular weather back. It's quite strange.
I think so. There's a general store here, and there's the hunting and arms shop. Any preferences of where you'd like to go?
I look over at Ellie.
Oh, I need arrows, and I'm like thinking like maybe some oil, some candles, a couple torches, some rope, wherever I can get that. Where can I get my hands on some of that stuff?
The general store will have most of that, and then arrows probably from the hunting and arms store.
Okay, Bo, can you go get the arrows? I'm gonna go get all this other stuff. I'm gonna need it for tonight.
Right.
And then get whatever. Bo, do you need anything from the general store at all?
Probably some breath mints. I'm probably gonna be with this other fella for a good while, and gotta keep a good conversation going. I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, well, I'll see about them breath mints, although I can't, I don't think they, you know what, just, you just go. Just turn around and walk into the general store.
Okay, who's going in the general store? No one? Just you?
I know I am.
Anyone else?
So.
I'm probably gonna stand out just outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in and get arrows.
I'd go get arrows as well.
Okay, so you two head into the hunting store.
I will follow Aura. I was trying to calm her down about her farm, but wherever she's going, I'm going at the moment. So
yeah. So yeah, these are pretty much next door to each other. So one goes in one set of doors. Ellie, you probably push past a couple of people that are complaining and head in to the general store as the other three head into the other one, and the other three head in to a very quaint looking single-storied hardwood floor looking blacksmith. The actual blacksmith stuff and armory seems to be in a section in the back, but in the front here it's kind of just an open plan armory. You can see lots of buckets containing all sorts of smaller weapons that line up and down the sides. There's a pretty decent selection of short bows and long bows, crossbows, different sizes that run along one wall. And then there's a selection of pretty standard looking short swords, rapiers, long swords. There's a couple of claymores in there that are about as big as your sword, Aura. And then there are some smaller sets of armor. There are a few tables that have leathers and hunting clothing. There isn't really any like full sets of like crazy big chunky heavy armor that you might find on a knight or something like that. It all seems to be geared towards swiftness or even camouflage. Yeah, there's a bunch of things like baits and strong smelling meats and herbs and things to create baits with, and then there are a set of traps, hunting equipment like that. At the far end of the store, there is a doorway that leads into what looks like a pretty basic looking forge. Though the forge doesn't appear to be on and running, there is a gentleman kind of sat in a chair who stands up suddenly and quickly. His eyes snapping towards the door and widening, and then followed by a big kind of smile. He's kind of he's pretty tall, blonde hair kind of pulled short but pulled back behind his head, and I'd say he probably looks a little bit like, I don't know, Alexander Skarsgård, to be specific. And as soon as you walk in, he just shouts across the thing, straight across this open plan floor, standing up to attention and putting his hands down on his desk in front of him. He looks out towards where you are, Aura, and says, "Oh my God, I thought you were dead."
They apparently a lot of people did, and now they're going to sell my farm.
Well, you're alive. They don't need to sell your farm.
I tried telling that to them after they make up their minds.
Right. Well,
so
we will. We'll go and tell them. We'll go and tell them. We'll find Alvin. Have you spoken to Alvin? He's almost gone beside himself.
I have to go find him after this. We're just picking up some supplies.
Right. Yeah. He owes me a crossbow.
Why?
Because I gave him a crossbow because he was insistent on going into the forest looking for you and some star or something you've been searching for. He thinks it's a star.
The following, the legend.
Yeah. Well, he thinks that's what happened. He thinks you found it.
Okay. Here, I'll cover the cost of the bow.
Well, no, don't worry about that. I'm just glad to see that you're alive. What happened? Where have you been?
It's a long story.
Right, well, I've got nothing but time.
Is it though?
This is Suna, and this is Bo, and I point to both of them. This is Klex, everybody.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hello.
Right, yeah, well, you're not from town then, I suppose.
No, they're just visiting with me.
Just visiting.
Oh, where from?
It's nice to meet you, though.
And yes, where are you from then?
It's so nice to meet you.
Right, yeah. So you've been out of town.
In a way.
Have you ever been out of town?
No, you know that.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm surprised. Why would you go without telling at least Alvin?
It was I go up to the desk and I lean in quietly. I got pulled into the sky. And then I ended up in this room with these people. And then I was in Dust Vale, and now I'm home.
Okay, right. So you're going to have to tell me the truth later on. I understand why you'd want to keep that from Alvin, but you've grown something strange, haven't you?
No, I don't know what's going on. It's snowing.
Right. Yes, it is snowing. You are correct on that. Maybe you don't try your hand at botany anymore. You should have left that to your father. Whatever you've grown is messing with your mind, and you might have to go and see that little shit of a doctor.
He has to, and I point to Bo. He has to get some surgery done from him soon.
Wait, shit of a doctor? You saying he ain't good at what he does?
Well, he's quite good at what he does for a child.
I look around and start frantically grabbing some arrows while they're talking.
Yeah, you rolled a perception check there, Phoebe?
Yeah, I was trying to eavesdrop. I was trying to overhear what she was telling this little gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to hear what Klex is saying. He's not even being hush hush about it at all.
Yeah, something has, yeah.
He's kind of, he's kind of aloof, I think. He's just kind of like a little shocked even to see Aura. And Aura just starts wandering around, collecting things in her arms, and Collex is just shouting off. He's probably following you, actually, around the store, and he's just, as you're walking around. So Alvin was right. Everything he said that you went up into the sky, and there was a column of light, and the clouds were parted. And not an hour later, it started snowing. He thinks it was you as well. How can it possibly have been you? So you think that's what actually happened. So the two of you have been what? What was it? Did you smoke it or drink it? Baked it into a pie?
You know I don't do that stuff.
Right, no, I know. But, I also know that you like plants. So maybe you did something.
Well, if Alvin said it and then I told you, there's got to be some grain of truth there.
Yes, but I also know that if the two of you find a plant in the forest and you've been exposed to some sort of weird spores.
I promise you it wasn't that.
Okay. Right. Well, if you say so, perhaps we can talk...
What can I do to prove to you that it's...
I mean, nothing, okay? If you say that you were sucked up into the sky and it took you over to Dustvale, well, it's not the weirdest story I've ever heard.
I'm going to show him the tattoo on my hand.
While this is happening, I can't help but I'm reaching into my bag and I'm kind of leaning it towards Bo to show the cover of the Witch's Stallion and then point, because it's got the man on the cover looks exactly like the man in this shop, and the shop is called the Witch's Stallion, and I'm just like, oh, maybe it's a true story.
Oh my goodness. I'm fangirling over the fact that
he's like, oh my god, as you say that, but then you look over and he's looking at your hand, or
her thing, like
as he looks at, what is that?
It just showed up. Apparently, I have a tattoo now.
You've got a tattoo.
Yeah. I didn't get it. It just showed up on my
tattoo. Who did you get a tattoo from?
I don't know.
It was him, wasn't it? He just points straight at Bo. That guy.
What? No, I don't know that he knows how to... Bo, do you know how to do tattoos?
We're not talking about anything over here.
No. What? No, I don't.
I've always wanted one.
Well, you could just get sucked up into the sky like we did, and then maybe you'll get one as well.
Oh, well, I don't think that's a good idea. I might know how to make swords. I'm not as good at swinging them as you.
Will you look at my sword, please? And I'll pull out my sword and hand it to him just to give it a once-over.
Bloody hell, what have you done to it? He's just looking at his eyes.
I told you.
Used it.
Right, yes, you really did. Is that blood? What is that?
That's blood.
What on earth?
And sand.
Right, yes, sand. Right, okay, well, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want me to I suppose I can put it to the whetstone.
Yeah, you sharpen it, please?
Yeah, well, yeah, I will do. It's going to take me a little while.
That's fine. And we're going to buy some stuff.
Yes, okay. Well, wait, are you leaving again?
I'll have to find Alvin, and then we're going to head up to,
We have to save her farm.
Yes, obviously, yes, you have to save the farm.
And then we're going to head over to, Killer Lake.
Going to the bloody lake like this?
I mean, we have to meet someone over there.
Meet someone at the lake?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right, yes, okay. I suppose I shouldn't be asking questions then.
Why not?
Why?
He kind of like looks at Suna and Bo and says, and then looks at you almost like quite worried in his eyes and says, if you've gotten yourself into any sort of trouble, then I'm sure you'll get yourself out of it. It'll be fine.
No, we're meeting her mother, and I point to Suna.
Right. Yes, oh, that should be very nice. Yes, well, make sure you take a nice...
We're not going to Killer Lake for other activities. We're going to find her mother.
What's your mother doing in a lake?
I look over.
I have no idea, actually. I plan on asking her when we get there.
Right, well, I heard that it's quite frozen over. They tried to do some fishing in it. Things are getting a bit desperate around here.
I know, the farm is... all the plants are dead.
Yeah, the farms are all buggered. You should go and see the High Lawns. They're shitting themselves.
Pyreheart's worried?
Oh, they're not that worried. No, they've got the coin to import whatever food they want. Rumour has it they've got the last boar in town.
Now I have to convince them to not sell my farm. Find Alvin so that he's not screaming around town. Hopefully he's not dead. Did he say which way he was going?
Well, yesterday he said he was heading up north.
love struck.
It was yesterday, though. He might be back by now. He's been staying at the tavern instead of in the forest.
Oh. Well, after we get stuff here, maybe I'll go there and see if he's there.
Right. Yes. So, yes, if you wanted to come back later on when my father's around, we can discuss. I could lend you some money, maybe, if you'd like. Get yourself out of whatever mess you're in.
I look over at the other two. What are they doing?
I'm nodding my head.
I am trying very hard to figure out how old this man is and if he could be the star in this novel. He's got to be. I'll ask in a minute. I just have to find a way how.
You're not going to believe me. I lower my voice and whisper to him. Apparently, it's the end of the world soon, and we've been chosen to stop it.
Give me a persuasion check.
A 10?
He blinks a couple times and then, right, yes. Well, yes, you have a nice day. Remember what I said, you come back later on. My father's around, maybe we can rummage up some coin. And I understand, I've never really been in this sort of trouble, but...
I try to figure out a way to explain to him to make him believe me that I'm not making things up. And I literally can't think of anything.
No, he doesn't seem like he's completely like... He seems more like he's concerned about you in a way, but not necessarily that he doesn't believe your tale, more just like he just doesn't fully understand what's going on, and there seems to be an element missing, and he kind of just keeps nodding at you and says, right, yes, well, what have you got here then? And he starts like looking over the things. I assume you guys bought some stuff. Just arrows? What are you actually buying here?
Arrows.
Just arrows?
And
yes,
if you could,
this is just weapons, right?
This is weapons and armor. They've got armor in here too.
Right.
They have light armor and medium armor.
What armor is Aura wearing, or was she wearing on our adventure?
I have... Oh boy. Sorry, I have to go back to a screen. Where would I... It's just under my defense, right?
It will be in your items somewhere.
Oh, my items, okay. I have scale mail on.
There you go.
Oh, right.
Do you have any other armor, Glex?
For you or for one of these fine...
Maybe
types?
something a bit heavier than what she's got now. She was fighting, big sand spiders. She could use, plate mail or something that can take a bit of a beating.
Yes, well, we do have... we have some old refurbished stuff, but it's quite pricey.
How much?
Well, let's see. He turns around, he walks over to the other side of the store and lifts up this kind of heavy-looking breastplate and slams it down on the table and says, there's this. I think it's an old sort of war model, something like that. Father won't let it go to anyone else for anything less than 400. I might be able to make, mates rates 300.
Yeah.
Really, really not too old for him to, pop me on his knee and slap my body for selling it any cheaper than that, even to you.
Yeah, maybe I can scrounge that up because I might need it.
All right. Yeah, saving the world. Yeah, no, you're right. Well, maybe, I suppose, let me speak to him. When you come back later on, pick up the sword, and I'll see if I can let it go a little cheaper, if the old life's at stake.
I mean, I wouldn't lie to you.
What are they, wizards? Leans in suddenly.
What do you mean, wizards? It's gods.
What? Those two old people.
Oh. I look over at them.
I
The one with
I
the
look
white
back
hair.
at Bo, trying to hide the fact that I've been trying to stare.
One's a bard, and one does stuff with tarot cards. So in a way,
Right. You can't take them at all.
what do you mean?
I don't know. You're quite handy with that thing and monsters and goblins and all that sort. Can't you just, I don't know, do one of your lavish spins? Chop their legs off or something and just escape?
I mean, they're not really holding me captive. We just kind of fell into this.
Oh, right. Where the... Oh, God, are there men outside?
No. I'm trying to think of a way that I can prove to him that there's something more to this than...
While she's doing that, excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Might I
yes.
inquire as to how old you might be?
How old I am.
Yes.
Yeah, he shoots a look at Aura as if he's terrified, like, doesn't know what to say, but he can't even hide it. Like, it's obvious, and he says, I'm 35.
And you aren't lying about that, are you?
Give me an insight check. The DC is not high for you to beat.
Four.
It's still not enough to beat the DC somehow. He is for sure lying. Like, it's just so obvious that he's lying. Aura, you know that he is 35 and he clearly tried to lie and said the truth.
Okay. Here, let me try to prove something to you. I have that, like, innate feeling that I can do stuff with time now.
Yeah.
I want to... Is this possible, Brad? Where I...
Find out, go on.
am standing in front of him, and I want to control time in a way where I can move myself over and put all the armor on and then come back and stand in front of him without him realizing time has changed.
I will allow you to do it if you use your channel time ability.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, to accelerate the wheel of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll allow you to do that for this, but you have to consume that. Remember, that's a once per long rest
Okay.
situation. So once you consume that, you won't be able to do it again until you guys rest for a long time again.
So I look at him and say, watch this. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just know that somehow I can.
Yeah.
And it's like the Flash. When you see the Flash move around.
Yeah.
Where no time has passed, but I go and I try to throw on this armor that he put down on the counter. And I imagine there's like a silly helmet with something that's broken on it. So I put the helmet on and it's like swinging as I come back towards him and stop. And then time starts again. And I just stand in front of him dressed in the armor that he placed down.
There's like this fucking crazy moment that happens. It's sooner, even you don't follow this for the record, just so you understand how this works, where everything suddenly slows down to an imperceptible amount for you, Aura. You run around this store, put on all this stuff, and reappear on the other side of the room. For everyone else, there's a blink and you just vanish. There's no crazy thing that happens. There's no streak of lightning that follows you across the store for everyone else. She's just suddenly behind where all of you are stood, kinda, wearing just varying items, like 2 different greaves, 2 different gauntlets on your hands, a helmet thing, and then this breastplate kind of hanging at an awkward angle because you usually need someone to help you put it on. And yeah, you're just there all of a sudden. I think it probably freaks out Plex the most as you see he was reaching for a sword at first, and he stops and turns around and just goes, ah! Ah! and then grabs the sword up and holds it in front of him. Ah! Right! What did you do to her? And he points it towards Suna and Bo. What's going on?
I don't know. I think I just had a hot flash.
She always wearing that?
No, it's something to do with this, and I point to the tattoo again.
Yeah,
something's different.
It's glowing, and the glow begins to dissipate and fade away as he says, "Right, yes, of course. Right, well, point me in the right direction. We'll take him out. What about the 4 of us band together?" And he throws the sword at you, Bo. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, jeez!
And good luck. He gets a steely look in his eye.
Oh, God.
You catch it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
With a 14, you catch the sword in the air, and it's quite heavy. It's a short sword, but it drags you down. He kicks another one across the room towards you, Suna, and pulls one out of the bucket next to him and says, "Right, okay. Very well. Something's happening, right? Whatever they've done. We'll stop it. Right, I don't want to have to cut your hand off, but we'll have to see if we can take the men on first."
No,
what are you talking about?
I don't know. Klex, I'm just showing you that something's changed. It's
Showing me what? Men?
Look.
The evil men outside.
There's no evil men outside.
We'll take them on.
There's no. Why do you think there's evil men?
Because something happened. They did cast a spell on you?
No, it's the gods.
Gods.
What?
The gods are doing this. Gods are doing this.
Are you trying to tell him the truth?
And I look over at Suna. Yes.
Well, yes, it's true. What she says is true.
You're saying that the gods sucked you up into the sky, took you to a desert, gave you a magic spell, and then brought you back to go and see this woman's mother.
Well, the world is ending.
And the world is ending.
We were in a race, and then we didn't continue the race because maybe we should have continued the race.
What race? You're in a race?
No, because
a horse race?
Listen, no, future you came and told us that was a bad idea and that you'd done it all already.
That was true. There was future me, Klex.
Future you.
And then I start hyperventilating. There is a future me.
There's a future you.
All right.
Well, then how can the world be ending if there's a future you?
I don't know.
Well, why didn't you ask her?
We have about a month because she was only
What happens to me in the future?
Listen, you need to sit down.
Can I walk in right about now? Like, I've got my stuff. It's been a while.
Yeah, you come back with like 2 bags of stuff. You've got what?
And I'm also eating.
Whatever you buy off of the the adventuring gear stuff, you can do. For the record, all you did really in the other store was go in there, and everyone is grumbling about the fact that there's no food. There's no food. All the bread has been eaten. The bakery is closed. There's no more wheat.
Meanwhile, I pull a piece of bread out of my bag and I just start eating it.
There's no the hunting has dried up. All the animals have fled. They seem to have run off south, which they've never done ever. Yeah, there's like no food in this. The food is already beginning to dry up. People have either bought all of it and stored it away, or now people are even thinking about moving or getting away from the town from the winter when the next train comes in. Like, this is all people were doing in that store. The store owner is like this old man, and they were like shouting at him about food. People are freaking out about food, and that's pretty much the information you garner. And then you kick this door open, and you've got 2 bags full of stuff. I feel like you've probably just got some modern day looking paper bags, just purely for the comedy effect of you kicking the door in. There's a crying man who's crying now, who's leaning against this desk, trying to kind of sit on it, but he's kind of falling down, and he's got tears in his eyes, and he just looks really confused. There are swords all over the floor, all around. Bo's kind of like dragging one around next to him. It looks a little too heavy for him to lift, even though it doesn't look like really big. It's just a thick kind of like sword that, Bo's untrained with, I think. Suna's shouting something about future Aura. Aura's shouting something about future Aura. The man is shouting definitely and crying about what's going to happen to him in the future. And then you appear and he screams again. Ah! And he throws just something off of the desk at you. Give me a dexterity saving throw, Ellie.
Oh, come on. Okay.
Are these freebies?
This is just a chunk.
11.
This is just a chunk of metal. Let me give you an attack roll here. Oh, not bad for him,
yeah.
but still misses. You probably do this thing, you know, in anime where they turn their head to the side and it launches past you. And it just goes out of the door, landing in the snow behind you. It's just a chunk of metal.
As he does
for
that,
smelting.
I take my dagger and I throw it above his head.
What? Now
Give me
everyone
an attack
settle
roll.
down.
Like, I drop my bags, take my dagger out. It's like almost instant for me. 19.
Natural 1 would have killed him. 19, yeah, you throw it like just past his head. It like cuts like 3 hairs off his head. Cuts like 3 blonde hairs. And he throws his hands up. I surrender! I'm sorry, Aura.
All right. Calm down.
They're here for you, finally.
I need you to relax. I'm going to cast suggestion.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I would have pulled my sword out and pulled it to Ellie's throat if I can.
Oh, damn.
What is happening?
A giant sword suddenly appears in front of you, Ellie.
Oh, I put my hand on her sword and I lower and I'm like, relax. I clearly missed on purpose. You think I'd miss a fool like this?
And I give her a dirty look and just don't do that again.
Yeah. Well, you better not be with me later then, okay? I got some plans and you're not gonna like them. And I walk away and grab my dagger.
There's a spell that goes off in the corner. And suddenly the crying, freaked out man, who's spinning in circles, I assume calms down. What do you do with this suggestion spell?
Klex, your name is Klex, right?
Yes.
Klex, I need you to calm down, breathe, focus on your breathing.
Yes.
I know this is very, very overwhelming, but I'd like you to sit and listen to Aura with an open mind.
Right. Yes.
And you will fear no fear.
He sits on the ground where he was stood.
There's no fear in this story.
No, I have no fear whatsoever.
All right. I look over at Aura. Come on, tell him what you want to tell him. It's clearly important to you to tell this man the truth. Go on.
I look at her because she just cast a spell on him. Do I know that she did that?
It's pretty obvious. I don't hide it when I cast my magic, but I just calmed him down so that he can listen to you without panicking.
He seems pretty normal. He's just sat kind of cross-legged like a child. The tears have stopped. All the strange faces he was making in fear have stopped, and he's just looking at you wide-eyed like...
It's not going to force him to believe you or anything like that, just so you're aware. But he will listen to you, and he won't be afraid of what you have to say.
Well, I would sit down in front of him cross-legged, probably with all this gear still on. That's just kind of like making it awkward and loud as I sit down on the floor. I wouldn't lie to you, Klex.
No, I know you wouldn't.
So do you believe me what I told you before?
Well, yes, I suppose I do. Yes. If you say it's
These
true.
aren't bad guys and I lower my voice from what I can tell.
Right, well,
but I give Ellie kind of a side eye when I say that.
I see, I understand, yes. I thought that there were men outside, and then when this one comes through the door, I mean, she's absolutely terrifying.
She is. I agree with that. I'm just trying to figure out our next step, which is why we're looking for her mother.
Right, yes.
And why we're getting gear.
Of course, yes. If you're going to be heading over to the lake in this terrible weather, yeah, you have to make sure that you've got good stuff on, and if the gods have commanded you as their righteous paladin, then I suppose it was a very good choice, really, wasn't it? Quite good with that sword. And, well, what have you got to do? Go to the future?
At this point, I don't think any of us really know what the next step is, but we don't have much time before the world ends, I guess.
Oh, yes, of course. The world is going to end. And what does that mean?
I think it means that this cycle ends and a new one would begin.
Okay. And,
Can I walk up behind Aura? Like, can I try to sneak up behind her and just, like, be one of those, like, just get down on my, like, crouch down and just be, like, listening? But, like, not try to, like, be, like, intimidating, but sort of, like...
Yeah.
I would like to contest that. I would stop you from getting in the way. Just, like, move my walking stick if I see you trying to.
Okay.
She's trying to have a conversation with this man.
What is going on? I guess I missed a lot.
Yes.
I look at Bo and I'm like,
very important to her that this man know the truth of what we're doing. So.
oh, okay, I won't interfere. I grab Bo by the arm and I try to drag him out if he lets me. So we stand outside.
I willingly let her take me outside. Hey, look, got a free sword.
Hey, grab these things I bought.
Oh, okay. And I take her shopping bags.
Yeah. I'll just get out of the way then.
Would I hear them like talking about this behind me?
I think
Probably.
you're still speaking, but you hear them like shuffle and leave.
Well, I would be taking off the armor as I'm talking to him because I haven't paid for it. So I'm going to be setting that to the side. If you can just sharpen my sword and I'll go see if I have some money and I'll be back later.
Yes, yeah, of course, yes. Well, I suppose I can just put in a good word with Father. You know, if you are saving the world and all the world's going to end, then all of this is not really worth anything, is it? So you should just help yourselves, really. You want Father's special sword?
No.
All right.
You're supposed to get that.
Yes, I know, but we're all going to die. Are we going to die? What happens when the world ends?
Well, I should think everyone would be dead, yes.
Right, yeah, well then, that doesn't matter.
But we're going to try very hard not to let that happen, Klex.
Right, I see. Yes, of course. Well, I suppose that it's just up to you. 3, 4, the scary one.
Yes.
Right, would you like me to inform militia?
No, listen, Klex. You can tell no one.
Right. What about Mother? Can I tell my mother?
You can tell no one. And this is part of the suggestion spell, if that's not clear.
Oh, what about when Father asked me where all the stuff went?
We're not taking anything we're not going to pay for, Klex.
Oh, right. Very well. Just a normal day of business.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yes. Oh, very well. Yes. Fine.
And maybe when all this is over and it's just a bad dream, we could practice some sword fighting because I think I've gotten a little rusty.
Oh, well, if you'd really like to. I mean, you've long since surpassed me since we were kids, but yes, I suppose we could try something. We won't be dead though. That's the thing. I don't
I'm trying to look forward to something, Klex, and I'd grab his hand.
Oh well, yes, of course. Well, I'd quite like that. Yes, we can try some sword fighting, if you like. Yeah, I can sharpen up another claymore. I can try and use one of those big swords you do. Might be fun.
So we'll be back later for the swords, and I'll come back and pay for the arrows, and just try not to freak out.
Oh, he won't.
Oh, no,
Klex.
I'm feeling quite fine. Yes, no, this all makes complete sense in a very confusing way. Yes, I mean,
it's going to wear off in a little while.
Quite worrying that the world is going to end, but I'm not worried about it. You know? I feel no fear, actually. Rather odd. You know, you'd think I'd be a blubbering mess. Can I stand up?
Absolutely.
Oh, right, thank you. Stands up. Yes, I'll bring up all these things then. Do you want to take them now or later?
Later when we've paid for them.
Right, yes, okay. And do you need anything else? We can probably find some nice boots. This snow's quite thick. We've sold out a lot of boots.
That would be lovely.
Yeah, that would be good.
Feet are quite
You need a fishing rod.
I don't think so.
All right.
I'd like to try one. I've never been fishing before.
Right, yes, we'll go get you a fishing rod, although the lake is frozen over.
That's all right. I can handle that.
Okay.
Little ice never stopped me.
Yes, well, I suppose good luck. If you, I suppose I'll see you later on tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop
And
back before Father. He's going to be about sunset now. It gets rather dark, rather early. You noticed?
It's different out there.
It's like it's winter.
It is like winter.
But it's summer.
I know.
It's very strange.
That's why I think the world's ending.
But you think or you know?
I'm going to slowly back out because they're clearly having an awkward small talk, crushing on each other moment. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going to give them some privacy. But I'm just outside the door so I can still hold my concentration on this spell.
Here, I'll leave Buns with you. He can keep you company.
Yes, he has a cage for Buns on the wall.
And so Buns has just been fluttering around the shop like he normally does. And so I do a very distinct whistle that I can't do in real life. And he just knows instinctively to stay. And I awkwardly squeeze Klex's hand. I'll be back later.
Right, yes, don't be afraid. I'm sure you've got this all in hand. You're exceptionally good with that sword. You know, you're probably the best in town.
Well, I try.
Yes, well, good luck. Well, I suppose he reaches down behind the counter and pulls up a short sword. He says, yeah, just take this one. It's not really worth much, but you shouldn't really be walking around unarmed.
Oh, no, that's probably smart, especially going into if Alvin's not at the... Okay, thank you. And I take it and I...
Yeah, no one's going to miss that one. It might fall apart.
That's okay, and I'll bring it back if it doesn't.
Right, yeah, no one's going to miss it. It's just slag metal at this point. We just never smelted it down.
Okay.
All right, well, I suppose you better get on with it, then?
Yeah,
right?
I'll be back later.
I do feel so very strange.
I know, it'll stop soon. And maybe she is a wizard.
Oh, right, yes, I see, yeah. Right, I'd probably better sit down again.
Hey.
Okay.
And I start awkwardly making my way to the door.
He's so weirdly calm. He feels like he's lobotomized, kind of walking around the desk there. He sits down and waves at you. All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
I don't think you need it.
I'll see you soon, Klex.
I'm not afraid.
All right.
All right, and if the world ends, doesn't matter.
It kind of does, but yeah. Okay, I'll see you soon, Klex. And then I go out and the bell rings on the door and I close it.
Yeah.
And they're all just standing outside of the shop.
Aura, Klex, and Alvin? My.
I don't think you understand who Alvin is yet.
What? Sorry.
We're gonna have to come back to get supplies. He gave me this sword for now.
All right.
Is there anything else we need?
To save your farm, I should think.
Yeah, I apparently Alvin might be at the tavern.
All right. How much time until your date, Ellie?
What time is it right now?
It's still pretty early. But he said he was going to finish early. I can't remember the time he gave you now. Do you? It was something disgustingly early.
6 or something?
Yeah, I don't know. He said he had to work really, really late, and then he said a time that wasn't late, I recall.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty early. You guys woke up kind of early and headed out. So it's before midday still. I think. Yeah, we'll say 6 p.m. But it's probably still maybe 10 a.m. now or something like that. I'm going to add a short sword to your sheet, Aura. And give me a list of stuff you bought as well somewhere. Or what did you pick up? You probably picked up a quiver of arrows or 2, maybe. 1 for each of you, presumably. Did anyone pick up anything else in there?
I got the sword he threw at me. I thought it was a freebie, so I got it with me.
You just straight up stole a sword as well? Okay, I'll give you...
Wait, stole? He gave it to me.
That's true. He did. While the shop was under attack. Okay, I'll just drag a short sword onto your sheet. 1 second. Oh god.
I'm just gonna put it in the chat here.
I put mine in the Discord chat.
You are actually proficient with short swords, Bo. You can use this.
Ooh.
And Aura's proficient with everything that she touches as a weapon. And okay. And did you buy any other weapons? Say.
I didn't. I was looking at the armor, but I'm looking at my sheet, and I can't find how much money I have.
You have no money apparently.
Yeah.
Because you are, yeah. Roll me a. Let me see here. You get to do a special roll actually, because you're only in your hometown near your house, but I guess you probably have whatever small amount of inheritance there is. So let me. There's a roll that I can.
Hope it's enough for fucking heavy armor for you.
It almost definitely won't be because you are not
You
from a
don't
rich.
know.
Like it always.
RNG, they could have left her a lot of money.
Oh, there we go. Money, I called it when I was a young DM saving things. Okay. Roll me. Let's see. 3d6 times 5.
Oh.
You can't do the times, but we'll roll the 3d6 and we'll times it by 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 gold.
Sweet.
is all the money to your name that isn't tied up in the house or whatever farmland you retain or the library or anything that you can sell. Like you could sell everything in your house probably.
It's your on-hand cash.
But the entire amount of money that you own at this point is 35 gold. And you probably, I'll say that you picked it all up this morning and left with it. Yeah, that's everything, which is really like, it's like your life savings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a small amount of money, really. Most people just live week to week off of gold and trade in BAME.
Okay.
You've never needed, a super weapon set of armor, anything like that before. You've just got by on fixing the old scale mail that you probably a hand-me-down, the sword, which is a hand-me-down, bow, which is probably a hand-me-down, and they've just been fixed and repaired over time, as opposed to buying stuff new and things like that. This is a unique situation. So, yeah, I think 35 gold is what you got.
So we can go to the tavern or...
Yes, sure, absolutely. We've got plenty of time before Ellie's date, so let's go try to find out.
Oh, yeah, we can get drunk before I go. That's the only way I'm going to be able to do this.
I want to also meet Aura's other boy toy. You never told me you were like this, so feisty. And I nudge her playfully.
And I just shake my head because...
You got a boyfriend?
Two? No.
You have two boyfriends?
No, don't listen to them. No, and I just stamp off. I start stomping off in the snow towards the tavern.
Yeah.
Oh, she's taking us to her boyfriend?
She's so sensitive about it.
The tavern is like just across the square. Like you see her stomping towards the very obvious tavern in town. It's it looks like it probably does have an inn somewhere to stay there as well, but it doesn't look amazing. Is there anything specific just before we move on? Because otherwise, at some point, you're going to be like, I bought this in town, and I didn't write it down or acknowledge it. But Ellie, what did you buy in the...
I put it in the Discord chat.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool.
Oil, 5 candles, 2 torches, 2 rope. Basic rope.
Nice.
Now, is that silk rope or hempen rope?
No, it was hempen because silk is
inquiring
so
minds
expensive.
want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if I can afford silk, I would have gotten silk, but...
Someone's going to want to, yeah. All right, so did you work that out and mark it off?
Yep.
Money-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Damn.
Or no, I will. I'm going to do that right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No one ever does that. Which is why I was so impressed
I have
then.
0 money.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what you have in these bags. You can split them up however you want and hand them out however you want, or else I'm going to assume they're just in the bags for now. Yeah, Aura and Bo, swords in hand, since you didn't buy scabbards. I assume that you just handed... No, he probably would have handed you it in a scabbard. You have these crappy old short swords. Actually, Bo, yours is fine. Just an average-looking short sword. It's just a standard issue-looking thing. Just a round pommel. with a new looking leather grip, not like sparkling perfect swordsmanship or anything, but fine enough.
It'll do. It was free.
Aura's sucks is just like this old thing, worn, broken. Like it does have some notable features on it, like maybe like the cross guard is twisted and in shaped in a way. The pommel maybe has a strange shape to it, like a rhombus or something. The leather is all worn and gross and falling off in places, and the sword looks kind of blunted and chipped. It just looks old. And where Beau's scabbard is like a plain like brown leather thing. Yours is like old and worn and torn in places and stuff like that. The bottom part has come off. I can't remember what it's called, but the metal protection portion at the bottom of the scabbard is like gone. The bottom of the sword maybe pokes out of this really old looking dirty leather. Someone probably sold this to them and they were like, we're not going to sell this on, we're going to smelt it down. And he's handed you that knowing it won't go missing, while completely allowing Beau to steal another one. Innocently steal, but steal nonetheless. Yeah, you two now have these short swords. Beau, short sword in one hand, bag under the other, and Ellie and Suna following in tow over to this place, the Witch's Stallion. Pretty much bang smack in the center of town. You move past this kind of low stone wall and onto the tavern grounds, and then head into this wooden tower that takes you through into the actual area where people are sitting down. And it's pretty lively in here, where people seem to have taken time off of work or can't go to work. They totally decided to spend their days in the tavern. There really isn't anything else to do. No one has Netflix or anything, so they're just their go-to place is to head into this tavern. The place is pretty big for the town, but not very big probably compared to the taverns that Ellie and Beau you would frequent in Bologna. It's like a tiny little pub compared to those. Yeah, you guys head in underneath this strange tower with this thatched roof. You see a dog as soon as you walk through the front door. There's a dog that sits in this tower. Or you know this is Gerbil, and he's a pretty big dog. He's a really large, like mastiff, covered in like thick fur. He looks like the type of dog that you would find in a winter environment. Usually it's not. And you step into this tavern, and it's a strange looking
like
pub.
Like a Saint Bernard?
Yeah, he's like one of those. Yeah, he's a big looking, old looking, friendly thing. He wags his tail but doesn't. He's just laying down. He wags his tail but doesn't move towards you as you guys step through and into the actual tavern itself. You can see that there are stairways that lead up at the back of the tavern to the second floor. But in here you can see all these old tables that were once probably very nice. They look kind of elven wrought. Kind of naturistic looking swirls and cut with not just straight legs. They look like they have some element of skill to their carving in the first place, but they all look very old. Mostly stools and old looking chairs as opposed to the long tables that you might get. It's just round tables almost all over the place. And then a very long looking counter. Behind it, there's a woman that you know to be Wilhelmina, the owner of this tavern. The tavern almost definitely pays most of its money up to the Pyrehearts. This place is probably, like, she claims to own it, but really you think everyone believes it's owned by the Pyrehearts. No one really has any idea. There is on the counter, in the center of the counter, there's this big golden crossbow. And then around the entire place, on the edges of the walls here, and there are some small windows, but outside of those, or on the sides of those, there are these shelves, and they're just filled with all sorts of weird little kooky trinkets and knickknacks and things like that. For the most part, this place is filled with, again, humans all over the place. But at the bar, with his back to you as you step in, there is a child that you realize is not a child. It's a gnome. Aura. So, as you step into this old-looking pub, candles lighting pretty much the entire place, some sunlight coming in from the horrible cold light that is available outside. What do you guys do?
I immediately run over to the gnome.
Yeah, Aura just bolts across the bar. There's a few, like, as you step in, there's a few hushed whispers immediately after seeing you, Aura, from some of the older looking men and women in the room who maybe are the type to trust Alvin's stories. Whereas, most people just don't seem to give a fuck. Almost everyone in here has like a sour look to their face. As if everyone's kind of pissed off and they're just drinking their woes away here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fully not accustomed to people giving me looks, so I guess I would just not really notice and just head over to the bar. And,
look, that must be him.
Yeah, I was expecting Alvin to be a lot taller.
Yes, me too.
I don't think that's Alvin.
You don't think so? She's rushing right over to him.
Yeah, she seemed excited.
She's from here. She probably
Let's
knows.
just watch for a second. Let's just watch her face.
The three of you are like standing by the doorway. There's a decent amount of the patrons that are in here sat around tables. They all look like kind of working folk. Mostly kind of burly looking, gruff men and women, like the type that you would find in a logging village, just kind of all upper body. And they all seem to be in like a mishmash of clothing. Some of them are wearing like 2 jackets because everyone has thin jackets and things. And they're nursing drinks. Some are eating food, but what's on their plates looks like really thin soup with really no substance to it.
That's unfortunate.
No one really seems to have any bread. For the most part, they all just seem to be drinking meads and ales. And a lot of them are looking at you three. I think Ellie probably doesn't look too out of place here compared to everyone else. She looks like something out of Assassin's Creed, but she's also not dressed like a rock star or someone from a desert in a big coat.
Well, excuse you, I am wearing a coat that covers my outfit.
Oh, the whole
right?
thing?
Yeah, it's like one of those cloaks.
Okay, you're just an old woman in a big coat then.
I'm
all right,
just
so
an
they're all
old
looking
woman.
at Bo. Big city guy walking in. It's like someone from My Chemical Romance walking into a local pub in the middle of the countryside in England. Like everyone's like, oh, Gerard Way. So you, a few people look at you. They recognize outsiders. It's just how it is. Aura bolts across the room, and suddenly a few more people look around. You can see Wilhelmina kind of open her eyes wide at you, Aura. I don't know how often you come here, if ever. Do you frequent this establishment?
No, maybe I come by like once a week for a meal outside of the house.
So
but
she
not
would
like,
recognize you at least.
Yeah.
She opens her eyes wide, and before she says anything, this little gnome snaps his head backwards, looking over his shoulder at you. And I think everyone else, you'll see this kind of like blonde-haired gnome under it. He's got like a thick green hat on, thick red coat, and these like big oversized boots which spin around on this stool. He kind of looks like a little strawberry from where you're standing because he's on this chair. And he spins around. A short bow on his back falls off, landing on the ground next to a crossbow, and then 2 small little swords and a quiver of arrows and a sack that's just sitting on the ground next to him, like he's got all this stuff around the bottom of his chair. And his eyes widen, and he's got a small round face, and gnomes' eyes are about twice the size of ours. They're in a smaller face, so they have these giant eyes. He looks like Baby Yoda, you know, that kind of thing where he's got like just all of his face is eyes, and then a little mouth that opens into a perfect O as he sees you running across the room to him, and he jumps down immediately and runs towards you as well. He jumps up to grab at you, but he's still quite short, and he just kind of gets like around the top of your waist like this as he grips onto you for a hug. Everyone in the bar kind of quietens down for a second as he just goes, "Oh my God, Aura, you're back."
I know, I didn't die. Can I just hug him back? I It's a long story.
I saw you get sucked into a tornado! And he turns around then, letting go of you and pointing at like 3 or 4 of the older guys in the bar. I told you she got sucked into a tornado. You said that she had died and you said that I was killing her to the Pyreheart gold. You owe me money. He's pointing at some old dude who's kind of gruffly looking over towards where you are. I thought that I had killed you on the Pyreheart coin in the forest.
Yeah, no, you guys owe him money.
In the forest.
You owe him money now, and I heard you borrowed something from Klex. We have to give back the crossbow. I'm fine.
What? He wants his crossbow back. I got it, but it's broken. Look. Points at the thing. There was goblins in the forest, and I'm not as good at killing goblins as you are, because they're bigger than me.
Oh, I have someone who might help with that. And I look over at Bo with wide eyes.
It's not a goblin. What is it?
Is she calling us over? Is it time?
I've heard of lions before. Is it a lion?
They didn't even exchange a kiss or anything. I
walk up.
Had enough time.
I just start walking up as as I turn and look at us.
He's like looking up at all of you. He's like 3 feet tall.
This is Alvin, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Alvin. I say hello in Gnomish, actually, because I know it.
His eyes widen bigger than you've ever seen anything in your entire life. And in Gnomish, he responds, You know the Gnomish dialect. What is it? You're not from around here, is it?
I'm not from around here, and I spent quite a bit of time in CT.
Oh, what is that?
It's a village where mostly gnomes rule.
Oh, where is that?
It's up in, I don't remember.
These two are
It's
speaking
not
in
here,
Gnomish. And to like everyone who doesn't speak Gnomish is just completely crazy sounding, like it's like alien as hell.
I look up at Aura, I'm like, this is your boyfriend?
No, he's not my boyfriend. That's just something they made up. They've been reading too many stories.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm not gonna judge. I mean, I personally don't date, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna go get a drink. Anyone want a drink?
I wouldn't mind one.
Oh,
Okay, let's go.
Yes, me also.
Bo, can I
Just bring one back.
Alvin is like grabbing at all of you and like he seems to just be like have no sense of what is it called, like
personal space?
Personal space, right? He's just kind of like he like grabs at Bo, he grabs at your coat and he's like touching it and he kind of like pads down your clothing a little bit in like an excited way.
With the merchandise.
And he like waves up at you, Ellie, and looks over towards you, Suna. He points at your feet, Suna, and all the time though he's looking around all of you and kind of following you over towards the bar where the this human woman is standing. He is still speaking to you, Aura, and he's excitably speaking over himself, probably saying all sorts of different things like, I was searching in the forest for you every day, and I even went at night, because I thought maybe you had gone invisible, and then we could only see you at night, but then I thought if you'd gone invisible, you would leave your steps. I couldn't find your steps on the ground, so what would Aura do? She would find bits of trees that are broken, isn't it? That's what you did. You said you have to find, to track in, you got to find bits of trees and leaves, and I couldn't find any leaves that had anything in it for, maybe I can smell with my nose, so I tried smelling on the second night.
It's okay. I'm glad that you didn't have to do that.
And then I was looking for the buns. I thought maybe buns is here somewhere. So I started climbing trees, looking in trees. Couldn't find any tree. And he's like climbing up into his chair again. And then he says, "Oh shit!" And he jumps back down. The Pyrehearts are gonna sell your cottage.
I know. That's why I came to find you as well, to let you know that I was okay, but that they are gonna sell my farm.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell them that you're alive.
So they won't sell it
I don't know.
If I tell them?
I don't know. You have to tell me.
Did you tell them to sell my farm?
We didn't say that to sell your farm. You gotta have kids.
What?
You gotta have kids. That's what your mama said to me. When we first met, she said you're gonna have kids, and then you give the farm to them, and the library.
I'm working on that, Alvin. You know that I'm working on that.
Yes. We have to go and see Klex. Come on. He grabs your hand. He's like, quickly.
No, we already saw him. We can go see him later.
Oh yeah, we don't want to go back there. I broke his crossbow.
I know, Bo. Could you show him? Will you do your magic on the crossbow and fix it?
Oh, right on it. I use mending.
Just fixes the crossbow.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Everyone in the place goes silent. There's like 7 people standing around. He does magic! Oi! Excuse me, mate! Can you make me some food, mate? Oh, can you fix it? I've got a broken wagon wheel! And then suddenly people start piling up onto you. There's a wizard in town! Oh, they've sent a wizard! Oh, I can't believe it! This is the great... People piling over to you now.
You're all drunk.
Excuse me!
You just saw something you didn't see.
Listen,
It's
right?
fine.
You shush yourself, right? Because I've got a broken door on my house.
Excuse me, you don't tell her to shush.
Oi, who are you anyway? You ain't even from round here. Oi, you excuse me. There's another guy that appears behind you and says, "Listen, I got to fix my gate. You know, I can't fix it without the help of a wizard."
Okay, just because I have the long white hair and a white beard doesn't make me a wizard. I'm gonna step outside and take a breather, and I am scurrying out of that bar.
Everyone's like following you now.
Oh,
They're all saying,
no.
they're all still
Oh.
speaking over themselves. Yeah, can you summon up a pig? I'm starving. My family's gonna die. The Pyrehearts are taking all my money. They're going, following you out the door. The place is now empty as they follow him out.
Oh no.
That's not good.
So
Dad, I don't think
wizard,
they-
huh?
I'm sorry, what?
Wizards. Wizards did it. Wizards made you go into the clouds.
No, it was the gods.
Oh, the gods?
Maybe not everyone, Laura.
What did
This
the
is
gods
Alvin.
want? What did they want?
Since Suna said that, like, I get kind of protective of Alvin because she doesn't trust him.
Oh no, I mean, I think we're not alone in the bar. Still,
There's one
like-
woman standing
yeah,
at
the
the edge of
woman's
the
still
bar
here,
just
so-
cleaning a cup, watching this entire thing happen.
yeah, maybe not everyone.
Is that the woman who owns the bar?
Yeah, her
Yes.
name's Wilhelmina Gresham, which you are aware of, but I'll throw in here as well. She's just kind of like staring at everything that's happening, and then when everyone leaves, she just looks back to you all again. Alvin is also wide-eyed staring at you.
What did they want? What did they look like?
Maybe we can talk about it later.
Yes, we should see about the farm.
I heard
We
that
don't
when you
want
hear the
them to-
gods speak, it sounds like a harp.
I mean, I'll have lots to tell you later when we go hunting in the future.
There's nothing
I'll
to
tell you
hunt
everything.
anymore. All the animals have gone. Everyone is complaining that there are no animals to hunt. Even I couldn't find any. Oh, except for the fact that I did find one animal. It looked like a cat. A big cat with tentacles. And I said, oh, a nice kitty. Come over here, kitty. I like cats. Cats usually, they like me too. And then when it got close, my eyes was going cross-eyed. I said, oh no, my eyes has gone bad. And then it bit me.
And he lifts up his shirt, and there's just like a kind of a wound there that's been like poorly patched by him. He says,
Oh.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Oh, God,
I got
I'm gonna
lucky
do-
though, because I can hide really well.
I'm gonna do cure wounds immediately on him.
okay. Roll it.
Okay. Okay.
If I
Heal him
If
for
I-
4, which is, it does a decent amount. And he goes,
Oh yes, they're much better. I'll tell you what, I need to learn how to do some of them spells. You teach me how to do the spells next. I can't do any good
Yeah.
spells.
We'll do that. Yeah, you need to know that. That, like, especially if you're alone out there, you can't not
Oh, yeah, I
know
didn't go
that.
back over there. I was like, oh no, what if the cat, that's where she went, was beyond the cat's area. And I didn't know much about cat territory. I thought, or I would know all about cat territory, but I don't know anything.
and he grabs his little mead. Well, actually, it's big. It's a giant cup, and he holds it to his mouth and carries on speaking.
That's so, I thought maybe it was in your, like, going to the cat cave or something. I should be in there, and then I can't go and get it, because it was very big. I can't get it, so I went to Collex. I said, Collex, we're going to kill a cat with. They said, hey, take this crossbow. And then he gave me the crossbow, and then I took a short sword as well. And I thought, well, if it gets close to me, I can't see it very well for some reason. You know what that is?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a long story, and maybe do you know where the Pyrehearts are, where I could talk to them?
Same place there always is in that big house of theirs.
I just wish I didn't have to go up there.
Well, you won't be by yourself. Also, I know what this animal is, but I don't know if Suna does. What can I roll to see if she knows?
Nature.
Why, thank you.
Big.
Wow.
Big cat. Don't know. Could be anything.
Cool. Could be anything.
Could be it's a big cat. There's cougars. There's
Sure.
things like that, but you're not sure.
With tentacles. Sure.
Right. Yeah. Not too sure. Never heard of that one.
Would I know what it is?
Roll me nature as well.
18.
Displacer beast.
Look out for those.
Which is a bullshit. Bullshit. It looks like a panther, but it has 2 tentacles that come off of its back, and it they have like an innate magic thing where they kind of they look like there's 2 of them in one place, kind of, so they're really hard to hit without stopping them from moving. Essentially, that's really all they are, just big cat creatures with tentacles.
Yeah, but I think like all attacks against it have disadvantage. It's a nasty creature. Yeah.
They're really, really hard to hit.
If you see that cat again, don't just run away.
Yeah, that's what I did the first time, isn't it? I threw snow up in his face.
It's best to not engage them. It's just best to get away as quickly as possible.
I didn't know where the snow was at first. Did you see the snow everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
When it first started coming down, I thought there was something wrong with my eyes again.
We really gotta get your eyes checked, don't we, Alvin?
Well, I mean, they usually look quite good, but I didn't know what it was. And then it came down and it was floating down on the ground. I thought, oh no, there's a volcano where it exploded. And it's ash.
No, it's quite different. Yeah, it's quite different.
I thought, oh, this is it. This is the end. Everything's going to end now. It's the end of the world.
Well, you're not wrong
Her
there.
husband disappeared. Then the explosion la famosa.
I mean, it's. I look at Wilhelmina again,
She's literally just standing there, like just so confused about everything that's happening. When you look over, she says, "All right, do you want a drink? Can I get anyone a? Do you need? We've not got much food.
Yep, drinks. All of us. I'll take 2.
Yeah, we got cider.
Great.
But booze in the cider. I'll have one of those then.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe 2.
Okay. Yeah. So just booze for everyone.
I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah. You are okay. Where have you been?
It's a really long story. I had an unexpected trip out of town.
All right. Well, you living up there all by yourself, you really should be quite. You should tell people when you're going away.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was unexpected.
All right, yeah. Well, we were giving Alvin 2 more days before we threw a funeral.
They said we had to do a funeral. Because he's dead. I said, she's not dead. She's in the sky. We just gotta get her down.
Next time I'll be sure to leave a note for everyone to find.
So did you really go into the sky?
How close am I to Wilhelmina?
I don't think anyone's close to Wilhelmina. She seems to be, for the most part, she just seems to be like friendly enough. But
is she a town gossip though?
Give me, I guess give me an insight check. This is a flat insight check for like the entire time you've known her.
5.
You don't know. There isn't a lot. Like, people just kind of like Wilhelmina, but also no one knows a huge amount about her. She just works all the time in here. If anyone knows everything about everywhere, it's her though, right? Because she's in the middle of everything. But she seems to be pretty, kind of normal. Honestly, she just comes across as really normal.
I think because of the fact that the Pyrehearts are trying to try to sell my farm, I'm just gonna not tell her everything, but just she could help control the information in some ways. and be a source
Hmm.
of correcting people if rumors start.
She's like pulling pumps of cider up and just handing them over, and she's just looking at you. So, like, really, you should just be careful. Whatever. I heard a mention of gods.
Yeah, I didn't know these folks like a few days ago, and now we're kind of attached at the hip, and yes, I was pulled into the sky by the gods.
Don't you think someone else would have seen that happen?
Alvin did.
That's what I was saying to them. That the sky opened up.
Yes, but someone else would have seen the sky opening up, and Winfred and Lil weren't that religious, were they? I don't recall them.
No, we weren't.
The gods would have. What? They spoke to you?
Is it?
Why don't you want me to share this? I mean, if the world ends soon, there won't be anything to share.
Because if the world doesn't end, you're going to find yourself without a farm because they're going to say you're incompetent.
Well, I can grow stuff. I could just be the crazy old lady who takes care of the land.
Up to you. I'm not
crazy old lady
I'm not your
anyway.
mother.
She's not even that old.
Thank you, Alvin.
Everyone thinks you're kind of crazy anyway. It's okay.
I know. I really wouldn't be that much different soon.
Yeah.
All right.
I could live with Alvin if I needed to.
So the
Or
wizard.
in the woods.
Can we get that wizard back in here? I was wondering whether maybe he
Can you
could help.
control the people?
Can I control
so that
the people are crazy right now? They're insane. There's no food. Everyone's worried about all the food drying up. Not really sure what we're supposed to do with this weather come out of nowhere. It's really quite an issue. As far as we know, it's all over. Bologna, Solva, everywhere, covered in snow. Snow. We haven't seen snow since before I was born.
And when's the last time we had snow that you know of?
Well, my
like
grandfather told me about snow.
And what did he tell you about it?
He said it was white stuff that fell from the air, and I didn't believe him. He showed me pictures in a book.
Did they find out why?
Why?
Why the snow fell unexpectedly from the sky? Keep up.
It's because it's cold. That's why. When snow falls, it's because it's cold.
Right. I don't think telling her will do any good, Aura.
Wait, you did the snow? So what is this?
No, I
is it that
didn't
wizard?
do the snow.
Is it that bloody wizard?
No, he didn't do the snow either.
We haven't had a wizard in town for years. Last one coming round selling all that snake oil.
Why was there any rumors as to why it was snowing from your grandfather at the time?
He said that it was winter.
Was
it
because
snows in winter in lots of places. Apparently if you go all the way up to the Mistlands, part of that's under snow all the time.
But not here. Doesn't snow here.
Yes, I know. It's cold sometimes, all that cold.
Especially in the middle of summer, right? You said, Aura? This is your summer season?
Yes, so it's not winter, Wilmina.
Yes, it was bloody hot last week.
Certainly seems miraculous, wouldn't you say?
Well, you could say that, but, who knows what's going on with all these wizards and all their funky hoo-ha.
Seems strange that one wizard could blanket entire continents.
Yes, I suppose so. I don't really know anything about all that. Well, why don't you ask your wizard friend out there? He can mend and fix things.
Well, he can't blanket entire continents full of snow.
Could he make
I know
it
that
warmer
much.
here? You melt all this snow and get some
No, he
crops
can't
going?
do that.
Right.
Maybe I should go up to the Pyrehearts so I can clear up this farm thing.
I don't think you should do that. I think you should wait till after my date.
You want to go up there and what?
Tell them that they can't sell my farm and that I'm alive?
Right, well, I suppose, yes. You could do that.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. And then Ellie, you can have your date after.
No, I just really think you should wait till after my date,
What if your date goes extraordinarily poorly?
That's the plan.
Then they're going to sell her farm.
Oh, I don't think that they're going to be worried about her at that point. the intention is for it to go poorly, if I can be frank. Not in a bad way, just...
Well, at least let her tell them she's alive.
Okay, you go tell them you're alive. I just got the hint that they didn't really like you, though. And I look at Aura.
They don't like
haven't
me.
you noticed? No one seems to like her.
Yeah,
They
no one
always
likes
they
me either.
stare or they go quiet when she's around. No offense,
mean,
Aura.
And I look
Alright.
at Bo and I'm like, I guess no one likes you either. Because I've noticed that
Bo's
people are staring.
outside, and there is
Bo's
still
outside, yeah.
just a commotion. Bo, you are currently all outside, trapped, surrounded by like maybe 30 people. They're just all around you, just asking you to do stuff. Heal them, grow their crops, melt the snow, save their children, find an animal, fix their house, fix the cart, bring the train, all this stuff. Just everything you could imagine. Just all these people shouting at you. And you can all hear it going on outside. It's just outside the door.
So I turn and he's not there. And I'm like, wait, where the... Oh, I need Bo.
Yeah, that
And so
wizard's going to make a lot of
stop
money.
talking. I'm like, yeah, you go tell him you're here and whatnot. Hope it doesn't land you in trouble. And then I go after Bo.
Well, I guess maybe I should go up there.
Yes. We
Well,
should probably do that.
Word travels fast, you know. Suppose if you're back, they have no right to your land.
Well, no,
know.
but maybe showing her face will cement that idea.
Well, yes, I suppose.
Should I not go, Wilhelmina? Is there something you're not telling me?
Well, no, it's just, your face, of everyone's face, is the face that they want to see the least, isn't it?
So should I send them a letter by post?
Well, you could send someone else. Give one of these fuckers out here a coin. Send them up.
No.
What are you trying
they
to
should hear
insight
from
there?
me.
Because that was a
I was trying
fail.
to study her to see if she was trying to warn Aura about something, but I rolled a 3 for those listening, so I'm fucking clueless.
This bitch fucking hates Aura.
Yeah, I just don't trust her at all.
She pours another drink and just pushes it towards where you are, Aura. Maybe rest a little bit. You know, if you've been on some grand adventure into the sky, like Alvin says, come back with a wizard. The commotion's gonna ripple.
Yeah. I grab the drink and they buy my stuff because they need it too.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, well,
I grow stuff that they need.
yes, well, of course, that's what they tell you.
Maybe I should go up there.
That's the spirit.
She just winces. Yes.
What are they going to do to me, Wilhelmina? Kill me?
Well, no, I don't think even they go quite that far. Do they?
Well, then she's fine. Let's go pay them a visit.
I will chug the cider that she placed in front of me.
Holy shit, you never drink.
I know, it's going to be fine.
Yeah,
and
give
I
me a
get
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
up. 14?
14, yeah, you're good. You probably do feel a little tipsy in a minute.
Oh.
Alvin says,
We're going up to the Pyreheart house.
Yes? Would you like to come, Alvin?
No, I will, but I don't want to go.
I mean, you guys can stand by, the gate, and I'll just walk up to the house.
I
No,
wanna go to the
I'll
gate.
come with you.
Just get your crossbow. Or if they try anything, you just, hit them in the shins.
I'm gonna hit one in the shins. They'll kick me down
I know.
the hill.
She'll be fine.
Well, you should be careful at least. They know all
You
of
know
his people are up there now.
What do you mean?
The man of Islam.
Pyrehearts own these people that they just call the Pyreheart men, and they're like the town private militia. They're the militia of the town and the Pyreheart private militia. They're both things. They're quite distinct. You would recognize one straight away. They wear these fine bowler hats and these really thick black coats, even in summer, with this red inlay. Most of them carry long swords, but several of them have pistols as well, which are quite rare here because they're still quite expensive. And they're led by a man called Vislon Ghost, who's the leader of these horrible men. And Alvin fucking hates Vizlon. Vizlon kicked him down a hill once.
Oh.
I won't let him near you again. You know that. And you know when I get mad enough.
I don't want to get mad at them. I just go to the forest again.
Yeah, you can just come up the hill if you want on the side and hide. You don't have to come at all.
Oh, you best come with you, isn't it? Because you could get sucked up into the air again.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, maybe we can walk Ellie to her date.
Yeah, should you have a date with then?
Can you... The doctor.
I called him Limbo.
The doctor.
Limbo, she said? Yeah.
Doctor, or the old doctor is back.
Wait, what?
The old doctor is back, or the new doctor?
No, the new doctor.
I was gonna say the old doctor, very old.
Lindis. She's going on a date with Lindis.
Oh,
That's a very
maybe.
bad idea.
I thought she said limbo, but...
He's 17, and he is going to operate on Bo.
Yeah, you don't want to trust him. He's probably evil like the rest of them.
But is he not a good surgeon?
There was a doctor here, and he just disappeared.
I don't
And
go
then
to the doctor.
Lindis.
Points it is open wound that hasn't been dealt with at all. It's closed-ish now.
I don't go to the
Alvin
doctor.
can't go.
No, they don't help me.
I'm sorry to hear that. Would you
okay.
like a healing kit?
Oh, look, I got this here.
He just pulls this like rag off of him, and there's like all this weird stuff on the side of his skin that's like green, like a green paste.
It's a salve I made.
Yeah, oh, lovely. Look at that.
It's made of moss.
Moss. Quite nice.
I feel like
It'll heal you right up, yes.
I can stitch it up later, Alvin.
Yeah, okay. It's not
You
too
wanna put
bad
some
now. It really
lemon-
hurt all the time when I was in the mouth of the creature and it was shaking me around like this. And my head was going dizzy. I couldn't even see it very well. But then I got lucky because I held my hand up to his nose and I said, "You can't breathe now." And then it couldn't breathe, so I had to let me go. And then I ran really fast.
Yeah.
Yes, you should add some lemon balm to that.
You're crazy. It's going to sting.
It'll sting, but it'll keep it clean. You won't get an infection.
Where am I going to get lemons?
It's lemon balm. It's a weed.
Where's going to get lemon bombs?
Never mind.
Wait, we can look when we walk up to the Pyrehearts.
I sent one lemon in my entire life.
Okay,
Would
good.
I know if lemon balm was like available in our area?
Roll me a nature check again.
21.
It's not readily available. You have to buy it from someone who, like, tradesmen come up on the train or on like horse and cart all the time. You can get it quite easily from them. Alvin thinks you said lemon bomb, by the way, and he has no idea what you're talking about.
Well, let's just start getting, I guess, get it over with.
There is then.
All right.
Give me a persuasion check. Bo. $11. Shockingly bad for you, but enough. Men and women start pouring back in and sitting back down. All of them kind of grumbling stuff like, he ain't no wizard. Yeah, he's not even a wizard. He's just a charlatan. Yeah, he's like the other one that was selling the snake oil. Yes, I don't even know what even is he? What even is he? Is he even a human? I don't even know what he is. How can someone be so furry? Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what's he even wearing as well? You know what I mean? Like, what does he think he is? Like a lion or something? Is he some sort of lion? And there's people coming in grumbling about how you are the worst wizard they've ever encountered in their entire life. We're going to go to a late break there because time has gone so quickly that I didn't even know the time had gone that quickly. And yeah, we'll do a short break here. We'll come back and then you guys can head up to the Pyreheart manor, and I guess you'll have to see what happens. Then I can present shows really well. Quick announcement: this Saturday, which is next Saturday, which is almost an entire week away, the coming Saturday, the next one available on your Earth calendar, which I don't know the date. There is a shill show. We haven't done a shill show this month, which is a show where we just play silly games and attempt to raise some money to keep the channel on, to make sure that Whack has a stuffed pheasant to eat for Christmas dinner, even though it will have been Christmas already.
The 28th.
The 28th at 4 p.m. Eastern. Myself, I will be starring in a show with some other people, Amelia, Tyler, Domestic Dan, Luxy Games, and Zakoticus. I don't even know who they are, but I'm in it. And that's all you need to know. And we're playing a silly game as goblins. I guess I can't say the name of it, because Wank's going to tell me off. But there's a goblin...
Yes, you can.
Oh, I can?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
There's a goblin show called The Goblin That Stole Christmas. Or The Goblins That Stole Christmas. And I'm playing a goblin in it. So if you want to see a one-shot, a silly one-shot where we try and raise money and we all mess around, and that's on this Saturday. So write that down, because it's an addition
the 28th.
to our regularly scheduled programming.
4 p.m. Eastern.
And yeah, that's this coming up Saturday. Write down.
Yes.
We'll see you then. My brain works completely. I have a fully functioning brain. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't listen to these guys when they say I don't. I do.
He doesn't.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Tablestory's The Witcher campaign, starring The Witcher, Aura of the River.
I want to be the unicorn.
You are the unicorn.
Thanks.
Aura and Klex is...
No, I changed my mind. Never mind.
I don't know what any of that means because I haven't watched the show, so...
It's not on the show, it's on the game,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I changed
Don't
my
worry
mind.
about it. Just don't you worry about it. Yeah, you guys head up to towards the where the mansion is. Is everyone going? What's the site here as we fast forward as you guys are heading out of
Well,
center of
myself and Ellie should probably lay low because we're gonna be back here later.
town? Okay. So the two of you want to go somewhere else, or you want to just go half the way
I
and
want
then
to
wait?
spy.
Hiding?
Yeah, I kind of want to go spy.
All right, give me some stealth checks as you guys approach the Pyreheart manor.
28.
28. You are a shadow. No one has any idea you're there. Bo, not hiding anywhere near as well, but you're also not making a complete mess of hiding.
Okay.
And yeah, at some point these two split off because they have their... you can assume they probably explained some vague idea of what they're doing later on. And then three of you head towards the Pyreheart manor, which is outside of the main town here and up towards where the logging industry thing is, but it's still set apart on its own set of lands. There's this big chateau that they call it. As far as I know, there is a difference between a manor and a chateau. I think a chateau has absolutely no like castle elements to it, so it's not like a defendable manor house. I don't know. I don't even know if you would have ever been here before, but I'm sure you would have seen it. If nothing else, it's by far the most impressive building in town. It's a big shift from the basic stone and wooden structures that are in the town. It was built like hundreds of years ago when Bame was barely even a hamlet on the edge of this forest. And it's quite like Baroque in style. It's relatively large for here, but not compared to the biggest manor houses in the world. Large and squat and square with these pear-shaped kind of domes on the top of 4 rounded towers at each corner of the main building. It does look a little like a castle in shape, but it is one of those old manor houses. It's a strange looking building, most notably because it has this rich treatment of blacks and reds in color and paint on the outside. And as you approach it here, even in the dead of day with the snow all around it, it's like this squat black and red building with these strange domes on top. It does look castle-like until you get a little closer and you can see all of the square windows. And the snow settled on all of the lands around it and on top of the thing gives it an extra eerie and odd look. Stepping away from town, it's relatively quiet, but you can still follow what was generally a road that leads up towards the front gate area, which is hundreds and hundreds of feet away from the actual manor. And at the gate area, there's a very small, kind of like a wooden structure with 3 or 4 men inside in that familiar garb that you recognize to be somewhat militia, somewhat private Pyreheart men. No one's ever sure, but they break up a lot of fights and they deal with a lot of monsters that come into town. There's quite a lot of them as well. They're just spread around. You will have probably noticed 2 or 3 of them, all of you, just in town. It doesn't look like a traditional uniform, but it's a uniform nonetheless. And you guys approach the front of this house here, and there's plenty of trees, but for the most part, the actual grounds are like a flat, open land covered in snow all the way up. So maybe a few, 30 feet back, Bo and Ellie are hiding behind these trees as you head up towards the front of this place. And what do you do? The men that are standing there kind of all filter out of this little cabin that it's no bigger than a table that they can play cards at, right? And there's just a little tiny wood cabin with a big window on the front of it for them to look out of. And they kind of line up in front of the thing. 4 men, swords on their hips. One of them steps forward. In fact, the one that steps forward is your good friend Vislon Ghost, who is maybe in his 40s. Generally the leader of this thing. There isn't really a strict hierarchy here, but for the most part, when you see a group of them, if he's there, he tends to be calling the shots. And he steps forward and just waits for you to approach. None of them really say anything to you as you get closer.
Right. Well, let's make this quick.
Yes, that sounds good. And I'll march right up over to him, like kind of try to hold myself a little bit taller.
He doesn't say anything as you approach. He just waits for you to get really close. And all of them are standing there, hands on hips, one hand on their swords, staring at you.
Is that necessary? As I look at them having their hands on the swords.
Well, it depends what you're doing here, doesn't it?
I mean, I don't know if you've heard. In town, I'd be very surprised if you weren't aloof of the latest news.
What, you were sucked up into the sky?
Is it true that they're planning to sell my farm?
I don't know. Do I look like the Lord of the Manor?
No, that's why I'm here, to go talk to the Lord of the Manor to let him know that I'm very much alive and that's not necessary.
Why, yes, Your Royal Highness. Why not just step on through?
Thank you.
No.
And I'll just...
He steps in front of you. You ain't going in.
Why
Can't
not?
just wander up and head on in and see the mayor.
Isn't that part of his mayoral duties?
It depends.
Can you please go see if he will see me now?
I can do that for you, yes. He turns around. He will not see you.
You're not very good at your job, are you?
It depends who's asking. Who are you, stranger?
A stranger works. I think there's been a big misunderstanding, and now they're going to sell her property because of it. Either you can just go and tell him that she's alive, and they don't need to do that, and you can say you saw her yourself. We can go away, and then he can be happy that he didn't have to see her, or we can stand here and insist.
All right, old lady. I'll do as you ask, yeah? Make a note
Well,
of
that
it.
would be lovely.
He shouts at one of the other men. Make a note of it. The other one nods. Make sure you mention that the, what are you again? Some sort of devil?
I think he's talking about you, Aura.
He's literally looking at you, Aura.
Oh, I thought... Sorry, my brain went to a different place for
Preacher
that.
with the horns.
You know that I'm a tiefling.
Right, yeah. No, yeah.
Do you need us to spell it?
No, I've got it. It's Devil. Devil of the Woods. She's back. All right. Fuck off then. Ta-ta. Not
I'd
you.
like to do it myself.
He points at the at Alvin. You can stay here. We're looking for a game of football.
You don't touch him. I stand there. I guess we'll stay here until
Well, Aura, he did say he would deliver the message. I think it might work. If they don't like you that much and they don't want to see you, then he's basically done them a favor. He sent the message, but also he can say, I sent her away, so you didn't have to meet with her. They'll be happy with him. We'll be happy with him. He'll be happy with us, right?
You're more than welcome to stand here all day. We do need a coat hanger. He points at your horns.
Really?
if there's any miscommunication in that message being delivered, I will hold you personally accountable.
Oh, you will you?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to swing that big sword.
I'm not going to do anything, but I don't know that you want to find out what I'll do if that message does not get delivered.
Yeah. All right.
You know, I once saw a tiefling rip through someone's arm with their bare teeth.
Yeah, I know. Savages. A lot of them. With you on that one.
You have a wonderful day.
I look over at Aura to see if she wants to go. Does this satisfy you, Aura? If it not, we don't have to go.
I guarantee you the message will not get to him. But
all right then.
I can come back tomorrow and the day after and the day after that.
What can we really know?
I try to wave to get their attention. I think I might know the trick to get this guy to. Hopefully they don't see me making all this fuss. But I could charm the person if you want me to.
Do I see Bo?
Where the hell did you come from, Bo?
I mean,
I'm hiding in this bush.
I feel like Bo is hiding in a bush next to you. Amazingly, the guards don't seem to see him, but you do.
Oh, well,
It's like one of those bushes that walks up next to you. There's like a snowy bush that stands next to you. No one notices until a hand pops out of it and it whispers to you that it can cast a charm spell on them.
I got an idea.
I thought you were
I can
staying down.
cast charm.
Okay, I thought you were staying downtown with Ellie.
No, we wanted to make sure this would go swimmingly for you.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ellie's
you can-
back there, but I don't know where she is because she's always good at hiding. So yeah, you want me to do this?
Sure.
Because I will get him to do anything.
Yes, please. I like the thought of that, so I'm very adamant.
So with my little bush, I try to get a little close, not too close, but close enough that this mean fella can hear me. And then I cast charm person. And I start singing some sweet songs. Oh, baby, I love your way every day. Yeah, and he's just absolutely smitten by my serenading.
Okay, so the bush starts singing, oh, baby, I love the way. All 4 guards look to one way. See this bush. What do I need to do? I guess, what have I got to beat? What's the number? Yeah.
So you would have
spell save DC.
Oh, my spell save is 14.
14. Okay, he has to beat a 14 or be charmed by you. 16.
Oh.
This spell is cast from a bush next to you.
No.
They're like all 4 guards look over and see a bush with hands sticking out, and it starts singing. There's like a strange air about the song for a moment. As the guy brings a sword out and chops at the bush.
Oh! I would like to cast a spell.
Okay.
Suggestion again. If I can do that to see if I can do it before he tries to chop bow, that would be great.
Roll me a
I'm trying to put my cat down, but he's literally latching onto me.
Roll me a dex save. I'll just say a dex save for this.
Sure. For me?
Yeah.
All right. Help me. 7.
You start incanting, but he's already kind of pretty quickly. He draws it like samurai style, like that kind of a move where it goes forwards out. It doesn't actually chop at you, Bo. He literally chops the bush, and it's a pretty clean cut. He takes the front of the bush off to enough to reveal you in the bush there. The bush kind of parts enough to reveal this old man's face staring at him. Yeah. Then, Suna, you can cast a spell if you still wanna.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think I will. It's suggestion, so wisdom saving throw against 16.
Okay. 6 is a fail. What do you do?
So same thing as before. I just say, that'll be enough of that. Now you're going to apologize to this nice young woman here, this beautiful tiefling, in front of all of these gentlemen. And you're going to turn around and you're going to do exactly what she asks you to do.
I think as it happens, the audience would see like me just put back down my bow and go back into stealth, like I was about to fire.
He draws his sword, reveals the face of Bo in the bush, and then turns as if he's about to bark an order at his men. You say these words, and he turns back to Bo, sheathes his sword. The men all begin to draw swords as well around you when he says, No, this is fine. Get back in there. And he turns around and walks towards the gates.
Now wait a minute. You forgot something, I think. Something very important.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you. And I hold myself up a little taller.
Good day. He's never said these things ever in his life. He turns around, walks towards the gate, and just starts moving towards the manor house.
Well, I'd say you intimidated him quite well, Aura.
I
it was
don't...
very good.
I knew that was her, right?
Probably.
I kind of look at her and shake my head a little bit.
It's not mind control.
I know. Thank you.
You don't have to thank me. I know what it's like to be an outsider.
I
think your horns are cute, by the way.
Thank you.
So do I. And I apologize that my singing didn't quite work.
I thought it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
How
does the rest of it go if you were to finish it?
Let's go check up on Ellie. And I just make my way.
I trip him as he walks by. Like, he doesn't even see me because I'm like just really stealth, and I trip him as he walks by, and I'm like, oh man, you gotta learn how to stealth.
Can certainly well, yeah, I'm gonna need you to teach me someday.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to learn by tonight.
Oh, right.
Right. And I just vanish again and walk away.
All right. You guys head back into the town, I assume, and there's like 3 Pyreheart men who are stood in that thing, kind of just all bewildered and confused, but they seem kind of like dumb. One of them's like watching their leader here, Vislon, head across the grounds, just walking slowly towards the entrance to the manor. As you guys head back into the town, I assume that are you going to Aura's house or are you going to the tavern? What's the general plan here?
I'm okay to move ahead to date time because I had nothing else to do.
I am anyway, but I just want to know where you're going to be in the time.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would stop by Klex's shop to get my sword and stuff back.
Yeah. He's, I think he's still he's still kind of dazed in his lobotomized form. He hands over all of the stuff though that you, he's like sharpening the sword up. He takes the old short sword back and, yeah, then did you say where do you think you guys would spend the afternoon? Really, your options are tavern or Aura's house. I don't think there's really anything else.
I would probably go back to Aura's house and start trying to like prep for the night. Maybe get a rest in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I go back to my house probably.
Yeah, I'd probably cook some dinner or something.
Yeah.
Since we're not going on a fancy date with Boar.
Yeah, there's enough time for you guys to have. I'll give you the long rest on it. It's enough time, and you're in a house. So you can reclaim all your things, including the...
oh, thank God. I just used 2 suggestions. That's it, man.
And yeah, you guys start getting ready. Who's going to the manor house? Okay, and the other 2 are staying at Aura's house?
I mean...
I think that would be the idea.
If that's what Ellie suggested, then yes. I probably would have pouted when she insisted I not come, but... Fine, I have a book to read.
You start reading a book. Or
yes, my porn.
You what do you want to do, Aura, in this time? Are you doing anything specific?
I would not want to go back to the Pyreheart place at all, so I would have Alvin over and we'd probably just sit in my room and like catch up and I'd tell him everything.
Yeah. He probably tells you all sorts of weird tales and doesn't shut up about things that he's seen in the forest and how he's just completely incapable of dealing with them without you there. To a degree. Yeah, the 2 of you probably do some catching up, and eventually the 2 other members head towards the Pyreheart Manor again. What are you wearing, Ellie?
Oh, I cannot wait for this. I'm gonna mute myself.
What am I wearing? Well, you know, I didn't really think about this. I would say that right now I'm wearing the cloak that I have, the winter one, and underneath, you know how like often leather armor, you wear stuff underneath of it as well, and you put the leather over it. I'd say she's wearing what she puts underneath of it. It's like just a little skimpier than normal. That's it. She didn't go too out of the way. You can definitely see cleavage. You can see a little skin here or there, which makes her completely uncomfortable, but she deals with it.
All right.
So.
Yeah, you and Bo. I assume Bo doesn't need to dress up.
No.
Not really, no.
No.
You and Bo head back up towards that manor, and I assume you get there pretty much on time. You're met by a different guy. The guy Vizlon isn't there, but there is a different guard who seems to be expecting you as you approach. He and two of his men lead you through that gate and up towards the actual manor house again. It's a little bit of a walk across their field that seems to be at the entrance of this house. Presumably without snow here, there would be something more interesting to see, but it's just a blanket of white all the way up to the doors. And the closer you get to this, you start to see how big it is. There must be like more rooms in this building than half of the town. It's a ridiculously large building, overt, strange in its architecture, as if it was built by someone who was either trying to break the rules or just didn't necessarily follow the rules of any architecture that you've even seen in Bologna. Once you get up to it, you can see that there's a big wide door that opens up, and you're handed over to a butler who looks pretty much like a classic butler that you would imagine in your minds with a bow tie and a nice fine suit with a towel over one arm, kind of graying. He looks like he's probably 60. Short hair, trimmed, clean shaven. He kind of half bows to you as you come in and welcomes you in. He introduces himself as Wegson and starts to lead you down some hallways. And inside, this place is furnished with mostly blacks and browns. It's gilded with like faux gold. It's very lavish, but kind of homely in a weird way as well. Like it seems to be lived in by generation after generation of these Pyrehearts. There are paintings on walls of old Pyrehearts. There are lots of things like antlers to creatures that won't necessarily just be like deer. There's like weird shaped ones and stuff that's been hunted from the woodlands. There are trophies that are taken from different races that would be something like weapons and things. Like there's like an orc sword or a drow spear that you can see being held by like a set of strange tribal wear armor. There are like odd necklaces. There are cabinets and hallways with ornate weapons like elven thin blades and original design gnomish flintlocks, swords from eras long past, kind of running all down the hallways and peeking into rooms that might be open in these lavish style rooms. There's lots of ornaments and things on walls. No wall is bare. And the place seems to be pretty clean and it smells nice. There's a smell of cooking that's kind of running down the hallways. And it smells like some sort of meat being prepared. Rich in its smell. And you're taken into a dining room. Now, Bo, as they approach the dining room, you do see that gentleman who you saw earlier on, and he's kind of tapping his foot as you walk down the hallway, and he says, "Old man, your date's with me."
Oh, yep, that's right. Thought you looked familiar. And I make my way over to him.
Come on, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. You're in safe hands, old man.
Great.
You know how to play cards?
I do actually.
You know how to play Dragon Fresh?
What? Dragon? Oh, you're gonna have to teach me.
We could play Dwarven Twos.
Dwarven Twos. I'm down for something fresh.
I'll
Let's
teach
try
you
that
Shithead.
Dragon
How about
Fresh.
I teach you a game at Shithead's easy?
What? You teach them all to me. Come on, let's head over. Have yourself a grand time, granddaughter.
You know what to do.
He's led away, and you see Vizlon and Bo head further into the manor while you're brought into a pretty big dining room here. There's a really large table that seems to seat maybe 12 people at it.
How many non-workers have I seen so far? Like butler, chef, stuff like that.
You've only seen a couple of like serving staff moving around, this butler and then a few of these men that have like the bowler hats. Some of them are standing at doors as well that you've noticed as you're walking down the hallway. They seem to be like stood at particular doors down there.
Okay, so there are like guard type people.
There's a few, yeah. And you've also, but you haven't seen anyone else that looks like they might be a Pyreheart or another guest or something like that.
Okay.
You're led into this dining room, and the butler brings you into this room. There's this big table at the center of the room. There's a big double set of ornate windows that they're probably like 12 feet in height. It's ridiculous, and lavish and crazy. I don't know how many of these houses you've been in, but probably you more than anyone else here has seen them, but not in an invite way, in an Assassin's Creed way.
Yeah.
You've had 2 or 3.
And I'm here for a reason, and it's not to be your friend way.
Yeah. And you can see that the windows lead out over the Pyreheart Manorlands in the south, the way that you guys came in. You can also kind of see the village of Bame down there, but with the thick snow and frost on the window and stuff, it's almost imperceptible. It's just like a whiteness that leads out south. There's like a red silk tablecloth that gives the room an air of like regality. There are several lamps around with fire. There's candlesticks at the center of the table. And there's a big taxidermied owl on one wall. There is also a statue of a seraph, which is up on the south wall with wings in motion. I think as you sort of see it, it gives you an odd feeling in your stomach. There are 2 places set at the table. And at the far end of the table, there is a child, a 17-year-old man, dressed in fineries. This lavish-looking suit with these big, crazy cuffs, these big collars that come out in these strange, like poofy collar that comes down into an odd wingtip. The choice of fashion is crazy. If anything, the suit looks a little too big for him. And you see that it's like a black and red inlaid suit with these red lines. Seems to be their house colors here. And the butler opens the door and says, have a wonderful evening. I shall return soon enough with the chef. And he closes the door behind you. Lindis stands up and says, Hi! How are you? Hi. Hey, how are you? Hi. How do you do? I'm sorry. And he runs to the other side of the table and pulls the chair out. The 2 set pieces are at the either end of the really long table.
How long is this table?
It is 8 feet long.
Okay.
Which is not that long, really. But he runs to the other end of the table and pulls the chair out and says, yeah, good to see you've dressed up finely.
Oh, well, what a gentleman. And I sit down. Yeah, I put my bag next to my seat and I sit down.
He says, oh, they should have taken your bags.
No, I would prefer if they didn't. No.
Oh, yes, of course. I understand. Yeah. Anything for me lady. He walks to the other end of the table and sits down in the chair, and then sits there really awkwardly and silently for a little while as he twiddles his thumbs a little bit in front of him. He says, so how are you enjoying our fair city, town, village, hamlet, village, town?
I mean, it's cold, and a lot of people complain around here, you know?
Oh, really? What have they been complaining about? I shall tell my lord father. You know he's the mayor.
Yeah. Oh, just the usual stuff. Just petty gossip, and it's nothing you don't hear anywhere else, really.
Oh, well, yes, of course. I'm very well traveled. I've been all over Alexandria. Every city in town.
Have you?
Yes. I've seen everything this place has to offer.
Everything? Well, what does it have to offer? Like what?
Well, I saw a great ship once.
Ever been to Bologna?
Yeah, yes.
Oh yeah, where'd you go? Did you visit anyone? Have family there?
Oh, well, we have so many men that work for us out of Bologna. We go there all the time on merchanting trade contracts.
merchanting trade. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually,
well, I was mostly stuck to my studies, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not mad at all. No, I do a lot of trade, contracting in the city, so it's quite a fun city. You should let me know next time you're there.
Oh, yeah, and you are from there? You live there? You have your own
yes.
lands?
Yes.
Oh, yes. And what was your given name? Your family name?
I pause for a second, kind of like I'm a little skeptical about giving that, but I'm like, okay, it's Ellie. You might not know it. We're a bit
with your family.
We like to not interact with people too much, you know. Get the job done.
Yes, well, of course. Yes, I understand. Of course, yes. And then he slams the table. And that wine. Where's that bloody wine? I was looking for the wine. We sideswipe over to two men in a big library room, surrounded by lots of books. The library that you have in town that you'd visited, there's probably twice as many books in this place. None of them appear to have ever been read, apart from probably by Lindis himself. There might be some medical things that have been read in this room, but the rest of the place just seems like it's decorative. There's a really, really large elk, but it has two heads that's been taxidermied at one end of the room, and in the center of the room, there are 3 tables for reading. There are comfortable chairs that run along either side of it, and Bo and Vislon are sitting playing a game of Shithead. Shithead is when you have 3 cards face down, and you match cards. Roll me 2d6. See how much gold you've won so far. You've won 9 gold. Vislon has won 12 gold. So you are currently down 3 gold on the cards. He's got his boots up on the table. He's taken his coat off, but he's left the bowler hat on sideways. And he just keeps passing a bottle of like really, really strong and expensive brandy over the table to you. He takes a swig and then hands it over to you. So, where are you from then?
Oh, before I answer, I pretend I'm taking a swig, just so I'm not rude, and I pass it back to him.
Yeah, give me a performance check.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, no. I like to think I'm a good actor.
Yeah, you're good at performance, surely. Bard?
Ew.
10. Not your best performance. He says, you want a cup?
No, I sipped. I don't want to be rude, you know. I don't want to impose your being
It's more rude to not drink it, you know. It's like BAME custom. It's really nice that I had to actually ask a geezer for that bottle.
Did you?
It's really expensive. Yeah, no, the boss is actually quite.
Oh.
You know, he's quite a nice guy, really. He gets a lot of shit sometimes down in town, you know what I mean? But, you know, I said to him, listen, if I'm going to be holed up playing cards all night, we need something good to drink, you know what I mean? He's like, boot hits the table. Anyway, yeah, go on. Just help yourself, mate. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Listen, a man of your esteem, you've probably had something just as nice before. I don't want to be drinking it all to myself.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Just relax. Everything's fine. Listen, don't worry about it, all right? Your granddaughter's in safe hands.
Relax, you say?
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're all tense. You're sitting there. You're down on cards. You actually look like you probably know what you could do if you tried. Keep looking over at the door. What are you worried about?
Well, if you're insisting I get a little bit more comfortable, I lean in close and I put my card down. And I put my finger here to my side to be kind of cute. And I attempt to charm.
All right. A 7. He fails his charm. He looks at you.
Yes.
And his head kind of turns sideways. What do you want to do with your charm person here?
I bat my lashes over at him and I just start sweet talking him. You may fall from the sky. Heck, you may even fall from a tree. But the best way to fall is in love with me.
Yeah. No, I mean, you are not my usual type, but I'll be honest, sharing this drink with you has really... It's been something quite special, you know? Really,
right?
truly
It's been
been
rather
something
delightful.
special. Oh, yeah, well, listen. I know we've only just met, but I was thinking. He gets up, walks around to the table and gets down on one knee. Right. My wife's not going to be happy about this, but will you marry me?
Okay, whoa. Let's take a step back. Okay, listen.
You're right, I'm drunk. I'm lying, I'm not drunk.
Oh no, it's okay. And I appreciate, what you're doing for me here, but I kind of need to see a little bit more to see if you truly mean, how about you take me to their family vault?
Family vault? Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, where they got all their treasures and
yeah, they got a lot of treasure.
and all their nice stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been in there once.
Oh, you've been there once. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I suppose we can go to the old vault, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like a tour, Let's think of it that way, a house tour.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, you're right. That's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that then. It's better than playing cards in here. Well, we have to make sure we ain't seen, though, because I will get in trouble. I'm not really meant to let you leave.
Oh, don't you worry. I have just the thing. Can I cast invisibility?
You can, but it's only on one of you.
Oh, dang it. Well,
I guess
I'll
actually
do
you
it
can
on
cast
myself.
do you have second level spell slots?
I do. I have two.
You can use one of those to cast it on two people.
Okay, all right. I'll do it. Yeah. Here we go.
Ding,
Well,
ding.
I will cast invisibility.
Oh,
That
where'd you
way-
go?
Oh no, it's the same for you too.
What?
Yeah, we can hear each other, but not really see each other.
Well, are you gonna know where I'm going?
I will just listen to the sweet sounds of your voice.
Yeah, but I've got to be quiet because they're going to hear me, ain't they? They're going to be like, oh, we can hear Vizlon. He actually is a ghost. That's my name, Vizlon Ghost. Are we going to take my name or your name? What is your name?
Brad.
That's it?
My name is, yes, it's Brad.
Just
Brad
one word.
Bradley.
Brad
no,
Bradley.
it's Brad Bradley.
Vizlon Bradley. Brad Ghost. No, they both sound
Yes.
shit. Maybe we'll make up a new one. All right, follow me. Oh, wait, I can't.
Okay.
Wait. How about you take my hand?
Oh, better yet.
Where is your hand?
How romantic. And I reach out and I manage to feel around and then I grab a hold of his hand. There you go. I'm right here.
All right, come with me. Keep quiet, though. We've got to walk all the way to the other side of the bloody house.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm good at keeping quiet.
Give me a stealth check with advantage. As you creep out of the room and into, oh damn, a natural 23, 5.
Ooh.
You creep out and head in further into the house with Vizlon holding your hand. Invisibly, the two of you creep out and he takes you all the way to the end of the hallway that you were walking down and does a sharp left and starts to stealthily open a few doors. No one appears to be around right now, but every now and then you do hear noises coming from the other end of the hallway. Most notably, a door opening up. And Ellie, you see a super classic looking chef open the door, carrying a big bottle of wine in one hand and 2 glasses under the other as he walks into the room. He then turns behind him and a lavish spread of food follows in. Several servants pushing little carts with all sorts of things on them. As they rush into the room, Linda says, "Oh, just in time." As the chef starts sort of orchestrating all these people, telling them to move things. He puts a glass in front of you and pours the wine in, puts a little bit of the wine in, puts a glass in front of Linda's, pours a little bit of the wine. And all of this food is suddenly laid out in front of you, and the chef says, "Fresh, locally sourced partridge, stuffed inside a delicious pheasant, served up with the most exquisite last boar in town. A side garnish of tempting manticore strips sautéed in luscious truffle oil and spicy mushroom dipping sauce for the meat. And the wine is the best imported wine from Bologna, aged to over 100 years. Please, enjoy. And he turns around and Gordon Ramsay walks out with all of the men and women that were serving. And then the doors close. And Lindis says, I was hoping they would stay a little longer. Well, I suppose,
Why, you have a crush on that guy?
What? No, not at all. No, absolutely not for me. You really are the toast to this evening.
I pick up my plate and I pick up my my glass and I move to the seat closest to him.
Yes. Really, you're. I can have serving people come move the chairs around to you if you'd like.
Well, I just didn't want to yell across the table. I find it a little too formal. Don't you?
I suppose so. Yes. Well, maybe a toast to independence. Then, as I am quite independent myself, he raises the glass to his mouth and his hands all shake. Well, no, I shouldn't. Do we clink glasses? No, we're not common folk clinking glasses. To you, my fair lady.
I hold the glass up and I'm just like calm as ever, like just watching him freak out. Just
standing there, like sitting there shaking his glass.
I clink the glass and I put it to my lips and take a sip.
He lifts it to his mouth, puts it down. So the food. Am I to cut a slice? What would you like a slice of this? What did he say it was? Pheasant.
I mean, we can enjoy the drinks first. These are delicious. It's a good starter, right?
Oh, you're right. Maybe, yes, I suppose we can have the...
Maybe you should finish yours so you relax a little bit.
Right, yeah, okay. He reaches over and picks the bottle up and pours some. He spills a little over the edge of his glass and it runs down his hand. Oh, fuck shit. Yes, I'll pour some for you as well. Here you go. Pours it. It's just terrible. Puts his hand down. To what do we toast to now? We don't have to toast every time we drink. You can just drink. You can just finish it, honestly, because you need to relax. Right. It's okay. Yes, okay. Well,
you act like I'm here to kill you or something.
Sir, no, it would be absolutely so. One of us killing the others, and why would we want to do that? I'm a doctor. Well, yes, okay. He chugs the whole thing down.
I pour more when he sets the glass down for him. And I don't spill because he's wasting it.
All right, yeah. So let's have a. So
tell me, do you live here by yourself?
Oh no! I've got family. All of my family own this whole manor.
How many?
Well, there's my father. He's probably not even here. My mother usually keeps to herself. There's Clark, who's almost definitely not here. He's quite in charge of all of the business, you understand. Rayson's a drunkard. A disgusting drunkard, really. He's probably going to burst in here any moment now with the smell of wine. There's Nylora. She's a bitch, quite frankly. She's an absolute bitch. Spends all of her time with the men. You know, these men that run everything here with their hats. And then there's me. And then we've got cousins and uncles and all sorts all around. Really, most of them spend their time with the business. It's all business, you know. Business this, business
that.
They
all fit in this manor, all of them. That many people.
Oh, there's lots of people in here, really, including all of the men. There's got to be about 50 people in here.
50 people stay. Wow.
Oh, the serving staff. There's that bastard of a chef. You know, we got Bigson.
No, I mean family. I don't care about the serving staff. I don't care about them.
The family, well, really, it's just me, my mother, father, Clark, Rayson, Nylora, and me.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, that's not too bad then. I mean, serving staff, that's great to have. It makes your life so much easier.
Right. Yes. Yes. Is there anything I can get them to get you? Here, drink some more of this wine. Yes, it's calming my nerves. Yes, and it's really making me feel, you'll feel much better.
I take another sip and I'm like, listen, I'm already feeling calm, so I think you're the one that needs to drink up.
Yes, you're right. I really should drink up. You're quite correct. So, how long are you staying here in town?
Not too much longer. You know, I'm visiting from Bologna. Gotta go back, you know, start working again here pretty soon.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, luckily it's not that far, you know, just a small trek over, and you're here.
Right, yes, and might I inquire about one thing?
Okay.
I've been wondering, your ears are rather pointed. Was your mother or your father an elf?
I honestly don't know my mother or father. I was actually, someone took me in when I was young because they died before I was, I guess, old enough to remember them.
It's a terrible story.
It is what it is. I mean, I got raised by someone who was really wise and really smart. So luckily, I got to, I guess, grow up in their business. Carry it on. You know, they're getting older now, and now I have to do all the work for them, which is great for me. I think you'll be doing that one day, right?
Yes. Perhaps I will. It's around the end of that sentence that you start to slur your words and fall asleep. As Ellie's head hits the desk, and
I got drugged.
the sounds of
What?
people sneaking around outside as Bo, you continue further into this house.
Right.
You hear people suddenly quietly open the door. Lindis stands up, and you see 2 or 3 of these Pyreheart men, and he says, "Right, it went really well. We bloody got her. Right, yeah. So, right, you take her down to the mortuary, all right? Make sure she's all manacled up properly, all right? And make sure she hasn't got any weapons on her, all right? What the hell she's doing hanging around with all those horrible types in town. And where's the old man? Go get the old man now. Tell Fizzlin to bring him as well." "Yes. Okay, very good." He stands up and picks up the bottle of wine, looks it over, puts it down. "All right, good work. Okay, yes, it's all going quite to plan." Back at Aura's home, there is another strange occurrence. Aura and Suna and Alvin, you're all in this home. There is a very strange air for a moment. It's almost as if the forest around you suddenly goes quiet. And then there's a thunderclap, and then the sound of rain very heavily falling. Alvin nearly jumps out of his skin.
Ah! What is that? Wait, it's raining? What does that mean?
That's strange.
He runs to the door and opens it up,
Maybe-
looks outside.
Hey, look, it's raining.
Maybe all the snow will melt.
He steps out a little bit, and the rain is falling down in really thick raindrops that slam into the snow around the area. And it's kind of a strange sight to see all this water crashing into the white, lifting up all of the snow. There's another sort of crack of this thunder and lightning. A lash of it comes down really nearby. You can hear it split a tree. Alvin jumps again and scurries behind you, Aura. The 3 of you are outside when this lightning cracks, and I think you probably it would be impossible for your eye not to be drawn over towards that lightning. And as you follow it up, you see, Aura, once again, the sky is splitting open in a very familiar way. You see a third crack of lightning, or a lightning flash, and as this lightning is moving down towards the ground, it bends in a strange angle, and you see in the distance towards your south, coming downwards with this lightning, as it bends and arcs towards you, you see that same angel, that seraph, the strange winged tiefling, white feathered wings drawn in close to her back as she's spiraling down towards the ground. She's moving at like breakneck speed, but she's pretty far away, not only south of you, but up. For most of you, it's just a speck, but I think Aura, having some experience of this, your eyes adjust to it a lot quicker. Alvin and Suna, you're probably just a bit weirded out seeing this strange arc of lightning. There's, when your eyes do adjust after a second or two, there is this feathered seraph with a lance held out in front of her. At the tip of the lance is the lightning. It seems to be attached to her like a string. I think again you don't see like any sort of face on this person, but it's at this moment I think Aura and Alvin would realize that this is like a person or a winged creature, as these wings suddenly open out, these huge wings that span aside this figure who's now moving towards you very quickly. She suddenly pivots in her descent and angles herself down towards specifically where you guys are, and though it's nigh on impossible to make out any features at this distance, Aura, you know that she's looking directly at you. And that is where we end today's session.
What the?
Thanks very much for playing, boys. It had to be something...
That's why he was so nervous. He wasn't nervous about the date. He was trying to take her out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah. Also...
Very rude.
I didn't even get a chance to, like, poison him.
No, you didn't. I'm sorry. There was... you'll see.
We'll see.
He hit you with a goddamn strong potion. Bo didn't drink the thing.
What he saw. I'm lucky he saw.
Yeah.
I would have checked up on you regardless. I would have tried to pass by.
Right. The I don't know, I'm not gonna say it, it's a spoiler. You'll see.
No.
The old plot twister Rooney here. Also, we're not here next week, which was another reason I went for the epic plot twist ending. So that there was a nice, strong cliffhanger for you all to remember us by. As we are missing a week next week, we've got several members missing, including me and everyone here, because everyone will be missing. There's not an episode, but there is again the Shill show next Saturday, the day before this, at the same time as this is on. If you want something to sate your D&D appetites for a weekend, and there we are. So we come to the end of this session. I think this is session 16. Yes, session 16. And we probably won't see you, till next year? The old classic dad joke. Final session of the year. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for playing, players. You've been amazing so far.
I swear to God, if I got a love potion, I'm coming for you.
You didn't. I promise.
Okay.
You've just been knocked out, and it's nothing.
Okay. Like, if I have a love potion, I fall in love with some 17-year-old. I'm about to.
No, you just got hit by a really fucking crazy knockout potion. Yeah, there is a DC to beat, but it's just so high that there's no point in even rolling. I figured it would be more fun if you just.
It was definitely a shock, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it would have been even worse if Bo had drunk as well, because both of you would have ended up chained up,
that would have been rough.
for whatever this doctor is trying to do to you. I can tell you now, though, that the most evil member of the family is absolutely Lindis.
I'm not surprised.
Those guys are fucking awful. And even worse is that...
Maybe that's why he likes me so much, because I am absolutely not a very nice person either.
So happy that there are half-elves in the house. Oh, he loves it so much.
That's not good.
What's even worse is that Lindis didn't even exist until KPP made him up.
He's a racist too.
They're all pretty goddamn racist. It's awful. This is quite the awful town. You can thank Katie Peters Plays for this town.
Hey!
You invented the Pyrehearts. I'm just playing the part of the Pyrehearts for you, so you're welcome. And so last week when I introduced you to the town, there was an old doctor called Benson Gelazard who was the town doctor, and KPP just went, oh, he's a Pyreheart. And I was like, damn it, now I need to figure out how to fit one of these Pyrehearts that I've created into the narrative. So I just made a young one. And then there was something else like the only doctor in town. I was like, well, it's this child. And so now there is now a super intelligent, evil, racist child doctor. Benson Gelazard went mysteriously missing not that long ago, by the way.
Did he happen to not be human?
Benson was human. Everyone in town is human except for Aura and Alvin, I think.
I love
you better
Alvin,
cut
by
me
the
down
way.
from this so I can chop this guy's wee off.
I assume all the Pyrehearts will be extinct by the end of the next session, but we'll see. We have to see how it goes and at what cost. And yeah, the old Seraph is back from the first episode. I just wanted a little something crazy to happen, and I've been planning this thing for a while where you had to fight an angel, and I wrote in my notes at the very top of my sheet, I have 2 notes to remind myself of things. I wrote fight with an angel, it would be cool. Like if you actually got to do the fight. And also remember it's always snowing, because I have to remember that it's always snowing now forever. Yeah, I just wanted a little callback to the first episode since we're in BAME. And I thought it'd be cool if Aura, Alvin, and Una fight Seraph while the other 2 are drugged and experimented on, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Fuck, man.
So that's the end of our session, the end of our first our
That's the
year.
other thing, too, about dates. Suna's gonna sit there and be like, no, they'll be fine. Like, of course she's gonna be gone for a while. Oh no.
They're also like super capable, you know, like that's the other thing is that you like, although they're kind of, you know, strangers to you still to a degree, they just seem like the most capable people ever.
Yeah. Ellie's not gonna let it.
I think the only instance is if you guys end up fighting an angel, you're probably gonna be like, okay, something's definitely not wrong and we need to get out of here.
Yeah. Well,
maybe.
Or definitely not right. Whatever.
The angel is a little message from Ahi, but you've got your own problems to deal with now.
Oh yeah, I'm sleeping in a basement chained up now apparently.
Yeah.
You can get out. I believe in you.
We'll find out. We'll find out. The trials of Bobo or whatever. What would it be? The
Oh boy.
Bobo hero.
Bobo bottom.
Bobo breakout.
Breakout. Yes. Bobo's bottom breakout.
Operation Bobo.
We have Operation Bobo. Everyone else, you've got 2 weeks to come up with a good title. We'll be back on the 5th of January with the next session. A quick round of shout outs for all these people. They will be, I'm assuming, streaming and varying things. Holiday season is no fun for scheduling stuff, but let's go around the table. Let's start with the hero of next session, Bo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Brad Bradley.
Brad.
No, start with Brad Bradley.
Hi, I'm Dispierx. You can find me here on Twitch. I play as Bobo, and I'm happy to be with the gang here. I've had so much fun. Seriously, thank you guys so much. It's been a great year with you guys, and I'm looking forward to next year. And yeah, you'll find me doing some roleplay on Red Dead Redemption 2, and I play scary games. So if you like that type of stuff, come on, hang over.
All right, I will do that. What about you, Pocket?
Hi, I'm Pocket, and I drink of the alcohols, and now I need to be saved by my granddad. I'm really
She's gonna
excited.
be so pissed when she wakes up.
Oh,
Like,
Oh
her
my
whole
God.
family's
He's
dead.
gonna want to murder
They
him.
weren't already, because
I
Yeah.
can't
think
wait.
I didn't know you were taking a body count. Like, how many are in your family in the house right now? I was like, oh
I
God.
was definitely just like, okay, because he started saying 50, and I'm like, no, how many are your family members?
Yeah.
And so
I noticed.
I really hope Bobo can get me out of here. I really do. I'm gonna be like the devil unleashed, but it's gonna be great. I look forward to the new year and new me. # no murder.
After this one final slaughter, maybe. What about you, KPP?
Hi, I'm Katie Peters Plays, and I played Aura for you today. What do we do now? We say where they find us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
How many times have you been on these shows?
A lot. You can find me at Katie Peters Plays. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I'm sorry, my brain's a little bit mushy.
All right, go and see Katie Peters Plays at twitch.tv/.
She plays a lot of horror games.
She plays horror games and does shark
and Stardew right now.
Jokes.
And it's really, really amusing to watch her do that.
She's also best friends with a cast member of the Orville. If that means anything to you.
Yeah,
I wish.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Thank you, Brad and PB.
What about you, PB?
Yes, I'm Pumpkinberry, and I played Suuna for you today. I'm currently playing through Blade Runner from 1995. It's so fucking fun. And then I'm going to be playing Chrono Trigger this Christmas.
Oh
so,
my god.
Yes, if you want to come hang out with me, that's what I'll be doing. And that's it. That's me.
All right. Anyone streaming on Christmas Day?
Yes.
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 Check us, people with
Check
no
us out.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm home alone and streaming on Christmas Day as well, but not on this channel because it's we did that last year. Remember when we played D&D on Christmas Day last year because our session landed on Christmas Day.
And we didn't miss a single week.
We didn't, which makes me like it hurts me a little bit.
Are you heartbroken right now? Yeah.
It hurts me a bit to miss one because I hold the record for what was it, 52?
You do.
No, was it 50 dead on, wasn't it? I enjoyed.
No. It wasn't 50. I begged you to do 50 and you were like, no. And we ended up like 48 or 49 or something. And then with the round table, it was like 50.
That counts. Either way, we were on every week. But I was like, it's fine. Until someone beats my record, I don't need to be too OCD about it. So next week off, because it's my year off. I'm not working this year. And that's that. Okay, great. Well, that's the end of this session. Also, I did warn you that word travels fast in this town, like a ripple, and
oh no.
Yeah, I'm
what
surprised.
Is that supposed to mean?
I'm surprised.
I was unknowing because I'm about to murder so many people, and I have the mark of Cain.
Yeah.
Like,
this is probably it.
Hometown.
This is probably going to be
her life.
This is probably going to be the full charge up you need, and this
to turn into like the devil.
This insane slaughter that happens at the Pyreheart manor. You know, it's be one of those things that in like 200 years they talk about it, like some crazy evening where everyone suddenly died and it was snowing and raining at the same time and there was a fucking angel.
There was an angel and then there was a demon, you know, and then there was me, the pointy-eared, like, I don't know what.
Yeah, this woman
Butcher.
Transformed into a Titan from Attack on Titan because she charged up the curse mark. Is that what it does? I don't know either. You can check out our Discord where people theory craft everything, including what's going on. So I expect to see a bunch of messages in there over the next 2 weeks, and we'll see you next year. Thanks for watching.
And happy holidays.
Have a wonderful holiday if you celebrate all that stuff. And
Yes.
If nothing else, you get time off work. Most people do, so enjoy that at least.
Bye.
We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.